What's going on, Nunners? It's your boy Terrell the Ascended. Before we get into this video, I'm gonna need you to drop a subscription, give me a like, follow your boy, help your boy on this YouTube journey. And without further ado, let's get into this video. Enjoy, guys.
He may not be quite up there. I just thought I was very clear in what I asked for. Like even if you didn't,
hey Aaron,
even if that isn't normally in your jungle.
Yeah, that's what he was asking for, John. Yep.
Can you put the turtle thing in the
even,
general chat?
Yeah, John, you do need it to help the
freeze,
but it wasn't even.
I got it. It's in the Facebook chat. I can't put it in.
They were literally like shoving the lane at us constantly. So if we reset, we would have lost a lot, and we would have been like way behind in levels, and the tower like would have been in shambles. So like all I needed him to do was to
I think so.
Literally just
he's about to copy and paste it. If you can throw it in other whoever may or may want to watch John in the Snapchat.
Understand.
With the
I put it in the Snapchat.
It just
okay.
I guess it was
just like put it in the other chat too with the okay, John did it.
Yeah,
cool.
John did it already.
Cool.
Yeah, I was actually pretty tilted after that. Actually, like I kind of wanted to FF right then.
Oh, I know. And then we went into. I was so confident. I was like, I'm not worried about Caitlyn because I can just kill her. It's all the other nonsense.
Yeah, it's the full tank Diana,
bruh.
It's the full tank with what was it? Ghost
Frostfire,
Predator, Hecarim.
Oh. Bro, I outplayed the crap out of him, bro.
Predator.
Oh my god.
Ghost
him and Nico got straight outplayed mid lane. It was clean.
Bruh, and then Tarek Alton.
Yeah,
nasty.
They had a lot of success.
They had a team.
I was the wrong champion.
All right, H, you ready?
I get it though. I get it. It was. Yeah. It was just one of those situations.
I was so clear in what I wanted.
I know. If you'd have been talking to Flores, he'd have did it. But
well, yeah, I hope. If you'd been talking to me, you would have got it. I would have done it by instinct, though. You'd probably have to tell me not to do it, or at least just like be there so they can't walk up.
Anyway. Oh man!
Let's wipe his forehead real quick.
All right, we waiting on young Raha.
It's just man.
Started.
I was sad. Like I was so sad.
I was just smiling, shaking my head.
Isn't that the moment Caitlyn picked up like 3 or 4 kills in that?
It was literally 3-0 after that, bro.
When he came in,
and then
I never went back. They were still hard pushing.
All right, I'm ready. If we hear some stuff in the background, just ignore it.
I don't know if we can.
Wait, who's this? Hey, long time no see. I was just curious if the podcast you do is anywhere like iTunes. Oh. Okay.
That's what I should do. I should see if I can put a vocal only version on Spotify or something. That'd take a while.
Vocal only.
But I want these mostly to be on YouTube and then throw them on like Spotify or something. That'd be cool.
I never thought to put it on Spotify.
People, you put it on Spotify. Maybe send somebody a version to throw up on Apple Music or something.
Something like that. Maybe once I get a little bit more episodes under my belt, it's definitely an idea.
King Kaz, what's good, boy? Alright. Let's get this thing underway, shall we, boys?
Let's get this.
Hold on, let's top of the morning. Top of the morning.
Top of the morning. Top of the morning. Top of the morning.
All right. What's good, you guys? Thank you, all of my viewers, for being here so far. It's been a minute. Number 14, as the title is. Number 14 of the technical topic, The Great Return.
Season 2.
Yeah, basically. Season 2. So, just in case you forgot who my fellow talkers are, why don't y'all introduce yourselves, starting with the panda.
It's your boy, hey yo, it's your boy, hey bro, a.k.a. RahahTheKing in this mug. How y'all doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then let's go with the Jedi over here.
The Jedi. Well, what's going on, people? It's your boy Shadowfallz out here in another podcast. Man, these things are getting pretty popular, but they're fun. So, and today's topic, not to spoil, will be so fun for me, especially.
Yeah. And then we got Set Punch Man over here.
Hey, what's up? It's your boy, Big Bird, a.k.a. Brown Beak, a.k.a. The Bird Boy, a.k.a. The Bird Bombastic, a.k.a. Brother Beak is what they call me in the streets every week on fleek.
Bars.
Birdie.
I really hope they don't call you Brother Beak, though.
From hey yo.
Hey, bro.
I really
If
hope
you
they
know
don't call
what
you
I'm
Brother
saying.
Beak. That's
The
a bit,
Bird of Ages. Yes, sir. a.k.a. Swain Pre-Rework.
What? Not pre-rework.
Oh no.
I prefer this one, but anyway. All right.
A.k.a. Azir's older and better looking
Shut up.
brother.
I hate it. But all right. Today we're talking about accessibility. Like I said before, this is an interesting topic. Shadow said this is fun for him specifically because this is one of his trigger words when it comes to communities and such. So, Shadow, why don't you lay down a definition for us, man?
Hold on. There we go. Okay, I wanted to change my my icon.
My dark?
What the heck?
Yeah, because
he
anyway.
was presenting though.
Fair.
No. So anyway, accessibility. A definition. Man, what a question already, right? But accessibility. The way that I see it is accessibility. Essentially, in terms of fighting games, is making things simpler and easier to either understand or to execute for players and for viewers. That's how I see it. So I see it. So let me say that without all the pauses. So accessibility in fighting games, at least the definition I would think of it, is making the game easier to execute or to view by players and spectators.
Easier or to view?
I don't. I can see the easier, but the view boy, my brain be going.
I can.
Are you talking about like on different platforms or to watch or to?
Yes.
To watch.
To watch, yes.
Okay, I can see that to watch then, because I say the view boy.
Yeah,
I said to view, like when I say view, I mean like watch on like streams, like big tournament streams, YouTube replays, stuff like that.
I was about to say, have you seen Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah.
They be flying around the screen like crazy.
Yeah, it's not something that, and it's also we're primarily a bunch of fighting game players. Tank is more versatile, I guess, when it comes to, not because he's not really primarily a fighting game player. He kind of just plays whatever he wants. But he is versed well enough in fighting games. So we're mostly focused on the fighting game aspect, but ultimately it can apply to literally any game type. It can apply to shooters, it can apply to sports games, some more hated because the accessibility has gone down, like some of the 2Ks, they just get stupid and stuff like that. But we have a section for that that's going to come to it later on. It'll be quite a ways later on in there. But that's pretty much a relative definition of just essentially making things easier for the sake of the casual community, which is actually one of our subtopics that we're leading into, which is the pros versus the casuals, right? So when we look at accessibility, a lot of fighting game devs, they'll tell you this exact same thing. They'll say, we want this game to be easier for casuals to get into so that they can catch up to the pros, which is typically, it's in some shape, form, or fashion, almost every single fighting game producer says that when they make something easier. So, and
the only one who hasn't said it to date right now is Project L. That's it.
Yeah.
Since Street Fighter 4, they're the only. Riot is the only developer who have said this game is not for the casuals to beat the pros.
Oh, for real?
Since Street Fighter 4. When did Street Fighter 4 come out? In like
2008?
2008?
Something like 2008? What?
Yeah, I almost said 6, but 6 is impossible. So yeah, like 2008 or something like that. Yeah, it's been over a decade since a developer has not said that.
Mm-hmm.
And all I want to say is, yeah, look how Street Fighter 5 turned out when it launched. Anyway, moving on. Pros versus casuals.
Ryan got a unique advantage being able to do that, though. Yeah.
Oh man.
We'll
get there.
Yeah, we'll talk about part of their stuff later on.
Yeah. Anyway, who wants to take this first? Who wants to take this first? Like the whole pros versus the casuals.
Pros versus casuals. Let's see. I'm trying to think. How many new pros has it been in? I guess you could say most. We can just say Tekken because I will usually watch that more anyway. But how many new pros has it been in Tekken?
I mean,
do you know about? Can you give me like a rough estimate?
In the past decade, there's actually been a lot of new faces. Honestly, there's been a lot of new faces, especially in the Street Fighter scene. The Tekken scene has quite a few new faces. I mean, shoot, we can just talk about Arslan Ash's come-up story. That's a whole thing in itself.
That's true. But for the most part, I mean, it seems like essentially it's more or less just, I guess you could say, for views, because like the pros versus casuals, people are going to play the game they want to play regardless. But when you're trying to do a more competitive scene, dumbing down the game or the core aspects of it will bring in more people. Like, what's his name? The dude, the black dude, Fox. What's his name? Something Fox? Sonic Fox. Yeah, Sonic Fox. Sonic Fox is an example because he plays primarily MK, don't he? And then he started playing Tekken. I mean, he wouldn't have started doing it if it was like Tekken Tag. We all know how hard that mug is. But shoot, Tekken 7, yeah, man. I mean, it's just a simpler game for more people to just jump right into, which is, I mean, it's good for the longevity of games, but sometimes
Tekken
it
7?
Is it Tekken 7, 6, 7, whichever one?
Tekken 7 is more simple
than Tag?
Relatively, yeah, because you have only two characters. But I wouldn't put Tekken in the category of simple in any conversation.
Well, as from Tag to 7, I mean, but it's gotten it's gotten a lot more simpler than what it used to be anyway.
Not by much. It's literally just take away a character. Like that,
Yeah,
I've heard so many.
I don't know if Tekken applies to this particular conversation.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
I don't, because what makes Tekken hard isn't any mechanic that's been dumbed down. The movement wasn't. Well, if you ask some people, the movement has been dumbed down.
I was gonna say the movement has been
But
dumbed
it hasn't
down.
been dumbed down. It was just made worse. That's all it was. It was just worse. Tekken 7, you just can't move well.
Shoot,
I
according to
guess in
Eric,
that aspect, I can kind of see what you're saying.
Yeah, but that's what I meant. Like, I mean, it's a little bit simpler, but it makes more people want to gravitate towards the game. More or less, that's how I feel anyway.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes from pros to casuals.
And at the same time, we all know that it doesn't matter how easy you make a game. Like, the pros are still going to be the pros and the casuals are still going to be the casuals.
Yeah, true.
That's why in some cases people are just like, why bother when the casuals are still going to quit the game after like a couple weeks or something. So, but of course the main goal because of it is usually the monies, right? Like, the money is where that's what they want. They want to make it easy enough and look good enough for people to buy it and play it, even if it is for those 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, whatever, because it's going to be a lot easier for them to get that cash off people.
Yeah. Because I can get good.
Tank, you got anything to contribute?
Not really. I'm the definition of casual. I can't get more average.
You're that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe you've liked the simplification over the stuff. So that's what I'm talking about.
Here's the thing: as a casual player, I don't fucking care. Like, I'm just gonna play the game. Like, I enjoy the game. Like, if I'm a casual, like if they're me, right? It won't be too different. I won't notice it. It won't matter too much to me because that's not something I would focus on as a casual player. If I wanted to like hardcore be good at it and like try to go to be like that, or a top tier player, or try to like understand the game like most like players in that category would want to do, like people who've been like who have been like playing fighting games like that all their life and just want to take that, like play that like next big fighting game, they'd look at that. But since I'm hardcore casual, I don't care. That's not something I'm looking at. I'm looking at what characters are going to be in the game. Cool. Who's fun to play? Cool. That's it. Like, that's it, dog. As far as all that technical stuff, if it's easier, cool. If it's not, I won't notice. I won't, because as a casual player, you won't put that much time into the game as is. As ergo, me.
Well,
Tank, I just want you to know you have no idea how much you just said. It just proved, like, literally what I have been talking about for years with this topic. Like, which is why I asked if you had anything to say, because I knew you were going to say that. Like, I knew you were going to have that viewpoint. Because you're correct. Like, you're right. At the end of the day, right? Casuals. And so let me clear this up. Me, Turtle, H, or by no means like pros and like, you know, we get paid to play this game at a high level.
I was once.
Or oh yeah, you were once. But like currently, like we don't do that on a consistent basis, right?
Yeah.
It's not our livelihood, right? And so I'm not talking about pros in that status, or that we're not casuals in that status, because there's definitions of casual that we would currently fit in. But when I'm talking casual, like it's like Tank said, like he just wants to play the game to have fun. He doesn't care about the inner workings of the game. Those things, I mean, there could be a particular thing in there that he may vibe with, but he's not interested in learning the game as a complete thing. He's not logging in all the hours in training mode and playing all the random sets online to form strategies for matchups and all that stuff. Man's just there to press some buttons.
Exactly.
And that's okay. That's fine. However, it's not healthy to build your game around those people for any longevity, because it's like Tank said, man. The casuals, they're gonna play for a little while and they're gonna dip.
Yeah,
they're gonna go dip. Yeah. They're gonna go play whatever. They're gonna go play the next thing, which is okay. Like, and don't think that I'm saying this to harp on anybody. Like, that's okay. That's what you chose to do with your game. That's what I did with Melty Blood. I still haven't turned on Melty Blood in a while. So, like, even though we're fighting game players, we're not going to be, we're not going to be professional fighting game players, or I should say more hardcore fighting game players for every fighting game. That's not going to happen. Am I still more interested? Am I still more, do I know more about Melty Blood than a traditional casual would? Yes, but that's just because I've been playing it for years.
Hey, thanks for the follow, Vex.
Yeah, thanks for the follow, man. But yeah, it's so. I've been talking about this for years. This is why they say accessibility is my trigger word. That's why I say accessibility is my trigger word, because I just start talking. So I'm sorry.
No, you good.
Don't be sorry, Ninja. Be careful.
Look, man, I can't be careful. That's why I'm just saying sorry. Yeah, I can't be careful.
But yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying, what Tank said for the most part. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Now, you may not care that much, but you have at one time tried to be somewhat competitive back when we were playing tag 2, especially.
Dear God.
And because you at least have had that want before, you will understand these next major point plus sub points coming to execution. Okay, execution.
I break my keyboard off execution.
So I will definitely take this initial point, first being somebody who regularly prides myself on the ability to execute difficult combos and stuff like that. So in case y'all don't already know, execution is exactly as it sounds. It's just essentially the ability to do stuff. It's honestly the one of the core parts of fighting games. Like, if I were to argue with somebody over what the most difficult game type is, of course I'm going to say fighting games, and execution would easily be the first thing I bring up, because not only do you have to have the strategy, not only do you have to know the matchup or know what the answers are, you can have all that knowledge, but none of that matters if you don't have the ability to execute it, if you don't have the ability to do it. Yeah, people say Akuma in Tekken 7 is completely busted and broken, or he's busted and broken, he can do all these crazy combos off a down jab and things like that, or he could do this death combo and stuff, but that don't matter if you can't execute it, right?
Well, I can't tell you how many times I beat a trash Akuma's ass.
Well, there you go. If you don't have the execution to do the type of stuff, then just, even though he has the ability to do it, if you can't do it, it don't matter. You might as well pretend it doesn't exist for that character, right? And I think even in Tank's case as being a major casual, I'm sure that you can relate to the first mini point being execution barriers. Games that just seem excessively difficult with all these little things that it just feels like it's way harder to get into the game than it should be.
Right, like micro walking and all that type shit.
Yeah.
'Cause as a casual, micro walking is very difficult. And it's even difficult for some intermediate players to do it consistently in the gameplay. But yeah.
Yeah, Mike. And just in case y'all aren't aware, which some of you that aren't hardcore fighting game players probably don't know, micro walking is again something exactly as it sounds. You just move up a little bit. Right. And what makes it so difficult, you want to tell us what makes it so difficult, Tank?
No, you got it. Go ahead.
Alright. What makes micro walking so difficult is that if you walk, it's literally just not even a discernible dash. Not even really a dash. You're just taking a little bit of space forward so that you can land a particular combo, or you can get in range for like some type of throw setup, or even defensively it could get you out of range of some type of throw setup, or make it so you don't have to hold some type of mix up. Just overall, micro walking is the reward is good, but the punishment for failing it is really, really high. Right? Yeah. That setup can easily be turned into a whiffed throw, which means you get punished for it. You mess up your block string, which means you get punished for it. You mess up walking back, so you get thrown anyway, or you walk back too far and you get punished for it. Like this is something that you could live or die by as tech. So
I can add on another thing as a casual average person.
Go for it.
Another reason why micro walking is also difficult is because it's something that's not shown. Right? It doesn't say tap forward in a lot of fighting games. It just tells you, it just innately makes you know that, like, in order to land this combo that you just can't seem to land, you have to micro walk in between this. It won't say it, but it just you have to look at the example constantly and over, like, why the heck is this combo dropping? And as a person that's so visual, as many casual players are, they look at that combo and that command list and they say, all right, bet, let me do it and let's try practice it. And then they can't get it, and they be wondering what the fuck? Why is that not landing? Why is he landing it but I can't? Mm-hmm. And you realize like he's actually micro walking, and implementing that into actual practice mode is easy. Mm-hmm. Once you get the hang of it, but in an actual game, training your hands to do what your mind is thinking is very difficult. Training yourself to do that in an actual match, to tap forward, even though as a casual person going online, you are instantly afraid. Mm-hmm. You are instantly afraid. There are some people like me, when you built different, you go in ready to fight folk. You know, but when you're online and you've been winning a lot, eventually you know that loss is coming. When you got so many dubs, you got no choice but to sit there and be defensive. So it's hard to train your hands to tap forward, because now in your mind you're open to get hit, and you really know that you ain't got that micro walk down. So you end up not even doing it. So you shut yourself off from a whole slew of combinations and punishment game that could help you overall, because you so dang afraid to micro walk. So then you just throw it to the side. That's why it's so difficult. You just give up.
Yeah, and you're right, Vex. It's kind of like that, or like orb walking. Yeah, more or less that, because that's something you have to practice. Because if you're not used to, you just end up dying. It's like, why would I do that when I can just run away? And Zach, we gonna get to that. That's a subtopic right here.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing, because I was about to say, Aaron know what I used to do back in the day before I started Korean backdashing.
Oh yeah, we called it the Negro backdash.
Just hold back.
It was he would do an actual backdash and then duck, and then do another backdash and then duck.
Oh no! God. Hey, but you know what? That's actually people don't. That's how you should practice Korean backdash, though. That's what's actually crazy. You should practice that. Just one big old backdash, duck, backdash again, duck, and then just speed that movement up. So actually, H, you was doing it right, man, or at least learning correctly.
Oh, hey, I know how to do it now.
Actually,
due to that,
that's learning incorrectly. Technically,
You think so?
technically, doing back Korean backdashing or backdash canceling, doing it the correct way is very specific. Like you do a backdash, and then you hit down back, and then hit back and let go. Like it is essentially the same it's essentially the same as what you were saying, but the input has to be very specific because people have talked about how some people do what they call a reverse wave dash, which wave dash is forward, down, forward, and doing it backwards, you get a backdash, you get Korean backdashing, but doing it the quote unquote easier way, which is back, down, back, and let it go, and then doing it again and repeating it's very different. Me having practiced both ways, I can see just how much of a variance there is doing both ways. It's a very interesting tech, but and the fact that it is that interesting to be able to say, is this the easiest way, or is there a better way, or is there several different ways, just proves the point of the execution barriers in the first place.
Right. True.
So it's I've been doing the backdash the same way for years, and I heard the other year, it was like, oh, I'm doing it wrong? What? You either tell me I've been practicing for years and doing it wrong? That's crazy.
Hey, real quick, did we ever talk about money?
Yes.
We briefly talked about it. Yeah, we briefly.
you slid that mug in quick. Boy, I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't super duper heavy. It's just kind of like, they want money, so they want more people to buy it, specifically casuals. But moving from execution barriers, going further down, we're talking about and we're coming up here, Vex, to the League fighting game, the Project L, right here with this one, and that is no motion inputs. No motion inputs. It's exactly as it sounds. Inputs with no motion.
Yeah.
So imagine you pulling up on somebody with Geef and hitting a button and doing his SPD.
Ooh. Yeah, no.
Don't get
Don't hype that up.
That's not. See, okay, you know what? H? I'm glad you had that reaction.
That boy just put on his professor glasses.
Oh yeah, here we go.
I'm glad you had style mode and blaze.
Yes, exactly.
Y'all see the glasses glare?
Oh yeah, I got it recorded. It'll be on the channel, Vex.
Yeah. So the thing is does it make the game immediately more accessible for a bigger audience? Yes, because they don't have to worry about doing. Oh, I don't have to do. We'll keep it on Geef, right?
Hello.
Where I don't have to do this full circle input. We don't have to do this full circle. I just saw what John put in the chat. We don't have to do this full circle input. And why am I accidentally getting the jump? Man, I can't do this DP motion fast enough when they jump in on me. And yes, you're right. That's the point. Because I've played. We could use Grand Blue. Grand Blue is a game that has. It's unique because it has motion inputs, and you can also not use a motion. You can just do
I forgot about
direction. You can do a direction and a button press. And here's the thing: it is very hard to jump in that game because you just press forward and a button and instantly freaking anti-air them. There's no real skill involved there. And so it makes. It's like Zach said in the chat, where it makes the game objectively worse to design around. Not necessarily worse as a game, but it makes things harder because. Now you have to be like, okay, well, if jumping is, you just press forward and a button to beat it. What other way? You got to find something else. If this person is going to be able to is going to be able to press this button to beat this option every single time because it's just a button press and no motion behind it. Well, you're limiting your options for count. You're actually limiting your options for counterplay because you're just making it so simple. And to some people, will that be good? I mean, I guess. But here's the fun part. They do that so that the casual players can reliably do it. But here's the thing: the pro players are going to just be able to do it even easier, even faster, and not with 80% accuracy, damn near 99 to 100% accuracy. So is that casual player going to beat that pro player? No, maybe. Because they're still going to get hit by, they're still going to get countered, and then they're going to be like, well, damn, it's so easy. And now people are going to complain because they're like, wow, it's so easy. They just have to press this button in to beat this option. And it was like, well, they didn't. No, they shouldn't. But that's a whole nother topic.
Mm-hmm. Get what you're saying. Makes sense.
And so,
but
like, I wouldn't. Yeah. I wouldn't want Geef to be able to grab me 100% of the time, like, or at least that boy got to do a motion or something. You got to be able to do something.
That's a ranged grab. He better not be able to put that on the dang button.
Facts.
That boy need to do some work for that grab, man. Like,
I'm already annoyed. I'm already annoyed at the fact that, like, in Strive, that freaking what's his name, Potemkin, his command grab doing as much damage as it does is a half circle. A half circle. Geef's is a full circle and don't do that much damage. But this is a half circle, bro.
Even with V trigger 2, V skill 2,
bro, it makes a super huge difference because it makes it so you really have to think about how you throw that grab because of the motion, right? Of course, there are a bunch of like motion tricks that you can use to throw that type of stuff, but like it's still just like you really gotta work to put that input. So when you get grabbed by a good Geef, you know you really just got grabbed. Like there wasn't really much you could do. You did something stupid and you got grabbed for it. It's simple. But like, and coming up to again back to the Project L situation. Project L has no motion inputs. So
is that like day one, or is it going to be like motion and non-motion?
I think it's just non-motion.
It's just no motion. At least for as the way the game is right now, what they have told us about it, there's no motion inputs. There's no half circles, quarter circles, DPs. Nothing. There's nothing like that.
Yeah, you have a good point, John. Yeah, you do have a good point. It really is a gratification thing because most people, and it actually kind of goes back to execution barriers, actually. Because when somebody when you watch a fighting game, like even if you're not a fighting game fan, watching certain fighting games, you're just like, that looks cool. Like I remember the first time when I watched I can't remember what the other guy's name, but it was Dogra and somebody. It was a BlazBlue Grand Finals, and it was Azrael versus Lychee Failing, and that Grand Finals was nice. I had no idea what high-level BlazBlue looked like, and I looked at that set and I was like, those combos look clean. Like, this game looks really fun to play. And then, especially being a new player, you don't really want to spend all that time learning and labbing and stuff. You just want to do a few cool combos and call it a day, right?
Yeah.
Which honestly leads into the next sub point, which is the auto combos, which is a lot of times that's why they put auto combo systems in games so that lesser experienced players, casuals, can do combos and keep up somewhat with other people. And
like if you're playing with your girlfriend or something, you just throw her the controller, she can push square the whole time, and then there you go, it's looking cool. I get what you're saying.
And it's like, Now I don't. Now I will say this on auto combos. Auto combos is there is some people who will legit not touch the game because it has auto combos in it, and
That's the thing.
me personally, I don't know how y'all feel about it. I think that is the stupidest reason you could not play a fighting game. I think it is the absolute dumbest reason to not play a fighting game.
Look, at all the things that could be wrong with the fighting game,
You mad at the Autocombos game?
Marty.
bad that somebody can press a button. That's not where the problem is.
Yeah, the problem
the
I think
problem-
is never mind. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, bro.
No.
No. I've had the show. It's your turn. What you got? What you got to say, sir?
I was I was gonna say I think the reason that folk don't like auto combos is because to them it's just straight easy damage, and sometimes auto combos could be doing too much damage in a fight, and they're just mashing a button. So I think that might be where a problem might lie. I don't personally know. I don't really play too many games that have auto combos like say Melty Blood, right? I don't play too many of those. So maybe the auto combos is just doing too much, you know, and them junks be safe sometimes. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and you're not wrong in that assessment. The problem is when auto combos become the way to go, aka Dragon Ball Fighters, where you have auto combos. You're just pressing a button and they auto correct and lead into a full damage combo.
Or side switch.
Or they side switch and do that's where auto combos are too much, because here's the thing, auto combos in and of themselves are not bad. It is okay for you to pass somebody a controller. They're just pressing this button and something cool happens on the screen. That's okay. That's what fighting games are for, man. You want to press buttons and something cool happens on the screen. That's what we're all here for. At least that's what I'm here for. Right? I want to press buttons and something cool happens on the screen. Now, the way I go about it may be a little bit different. I may want to go about it a little bit different way than you, but
as long as there's a way to
I
counter
should
it.
be rewarded for how much effort I am putting into the game. If someone who is pressing a singular button is getting the same damage as me,
It's not cool.
that's not okay. It's not, because I should be. It's just like learning any skill, right? You are rewarded for the amount of time you put in.
Yeah.
Like, and that's not to say that. And just to give a little bit of backstory, I'm a band director, right? I teach middle school. So if I was to let's say this particular instrument did everything for the student, and I've been playing tuba longer than this kid has literally been alive. But this tuba, all he's got to do is push air into it, and now he can play whole symphonies. That's not okay. That's not cool.
What kind of cheat code did he put in?
Facts.
Right? I put in way more time. I deserve what I got for it. The instrument, in this case, the game, shouldn't be doing it for me. That's the problem with certain auto combos. However, fortunately, there's not that many games that applies to. Dragon Ball Fighters is a big one, which even that one is not.
Makes my knees itch.
I
hate that game for a completely different reason.
Themselves do it. It's just certain auto combos, bro. Like,
It's
freaking Bardock's right there with his auto combo. Team Gohan is right there with his auto combo.
Team Gohan is pretty
Like,
annoying.
Goku.
There are characters in fighters that definitely have discernibly strong auto combos, like that they have certain aspects to them that allow you to kind of just throw them out and just win a scramble exchange in those situations. But even then, it's just like part of the auto combos, and that can be pretty strong. But as far as I know, Fighters is the only example where auto combos can just do a lot of stuff.
That is true.
It makes my fucking knees hot, bro.
But even then, it's only a select few characters who have auto combos that are that strong, and
bitches.
And aside from Teen Gohan, and I think UIs is okay now, but aside from Teen Gohan, because Bardock has been nerfed hard into the ground. His auto combo is still pretty strong, but his overall damage has gone down quite a bit. So he's not even really going to get that much, even with that type of auto combo. But like I said, aside from like Teen Gohan will still drain your entire health bar. But he's like the one exception. But
for them two, it's more the move that is in their auto combo.
Yeah,
Bardock having that's another thing, is where you have moves with specific properties that are in the auto combo. So now you have to do the auto combo in order to get to this move, to where, like, why couldn't you just make that shit a command normal? Like, to where someone, needs to actually do something to get that property. Except they just press square twice, and now they can anti-air somebody who's on the ground, bring them down for a full combo. Or in Teen Gohan's case, now he's mixing you off of his auto combo. It's not just, do I finish the auto combo? Now it's like, oh no, here's reset into pressure. Oh no, here's this. Here's cross up, and this is all off the same auto combo.
Yeah,
same
Teen
auto
Gohan
combo
is
starter.
easily the worst offender. And like,
yeah, but I mean, they buffed him into that. That's the problem.
Yeah,
they buffed him into that.
But
it wasn't always like that. But yeah.
But in a fair enough scenario, like,
fair.
Shut up. in a fair enough scenario, there is besides Teen Gohan and Bardock, there is no other scenario that I'm aware of out of all the fighting games I've played where it is more worth to do the auto combos than actual real combos. Because
it's not to the extent.
Yeah. Like, because even if I were to just do the full on auto combo of Teen Gohan, at least in terms of damage, if I just do the auto combo, you're not gonna get that much damage. You are missing out a huge amount of damage if you're just doing auto combos with Teen Gohan. Like, that's a crazy amount of damage you're missing. Bardock, you will literally you won't do anything. You won't do anything nowadays. But like, a lot of the times auto combos are in there to supplement our next mini topic, which is the game speed, right? So Fighters is pretty fast. It's pretty fast paced. Games like Fighters can be extremely fast paced. Older Street Fighters were pretty fast paced. BB Tag can be obscenely fast paced. Especially them MVCs can be super fast paced, like incredibly fast paced. And you get those game speeds with those certain games, and certain games will slow it down by giving you a lot of input buffer or input lag on the game to make it easier for you to keep up. But in turn, it makes things a lot easier to see and a lot easier to deal with, which makes it harder for you to mix higher level players. So, in an essence, game speed in general can be honestly, it can make or break a game, make or break a fighting game, because when you do that with intention for offline gameplay, when you get online, especially with that game speed, if it's been slowed down specifically so you can see it, you put that online, now it's dang near impossible to react to anything because you're already moving in freaking mud.
What games does that apply to? The only thing I can think of is more like Arena Fighters.
Street Fighter 5.
Street Fighter 5? Right?
Street Fighter 5, Strive, Tekken 7 actually.
Yeah, I'm finna say about literally. See, you remember when I said that Project L is the first game since Street Fighter 4 that has had the philosophy of the whole like pros shouldn't beat the casuals. Literally every fighting game that has come out has suffered from this. Aside from what's it called? Aside from Power Rangers and a couple other indie fighters.
Man, I forgot about Power Rangers. Is it still going?
Yeah, it's got a new character coming out actually.
I need to get back on that mug.
Tekken 7 got slowed down so that people could see it better.
And they got yelled at to speed it
Players
up.
alike. Street Fighter 5 especially got slowed down. It is like if you go from moving in Street Fighter 4 to moving in Street Fighter 5, or moving, I mean, you guys know, moving in Tekken Tag 2 to moving in Tekken 7. It's totally different. Like you're moving through mud.
No more one frame combos here, folks.
Yeah.
I mean, they exist, but there's buffer systems in there that make it easier to do.
In Street Fighter 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The buffer
Yeah,
system is so
do.
loose that it doesn't matter.
They still technically are there, but they're not true run frame inputs anymore. Just because of that stuff. And then Exard, just drive. Like the whole game speed thing, everything has been slowed down and everything's like slow, methodical, and be like, oh, we want you to have commitment to your action. So that the casuals can punish the pros, like the casuals know what the fuck they're throwing out.
Facts.
But it just makes, because when you do stuff like that, whenever things have such high committal issues like that, like where everything is just this big old commitment can get punished. We want you to have commitment to your hey, shut up.
Got him.
Whatever the problem with that is that now people just get punished harder for doing stuff, and so if they're going to get punished for doing it, what are they going to do? They're not going to do anything, and so now you're just walking.
You have a mad defensive game.
Back and forth. You have a really
mad defensive game,
which is not. I'm just going to be honest. Having a really defensive game, if you are like, I think watching Street Fighter 5 is so much fun. Like watching the game, watching high level Street Fighter 5, like the recent thing I just watched. I think it's fun, and let me tell you why I think it's fun. I just watched Sejam break down the Red Bull Kumite, and it was Punk. No, sorry, my bad. It was Problem X versus who's the Laura player? Is it Idom?
Idom?
Yeah. It was Bison versus Idom, and them walking back and forth fighting for space, and just watching Idom whiff a button and Problem X immediately punishing it was so satisfying. It was great to watch. But why did I think it was great to watch? Because I find the whole inner workings of whiff punishing, counting steps. I wonder if people even know that's the thing that Street Fighter players do, is count steps. Counting steps, like for example, this dude he usually walks a step and a half and then throws out a button before walking back. That is something that you can break down. That's just a Street Fighter thing anyway. And so you have a lot more of that's what I think. But for a casual player just watching that's not fun to watch. That's not fun to analyze. You're just watching two people walk back and forth, and this dude threw out a button, and then now another dude threw out a button, and he does some whatever, and then they're back to doing it again. Like no one besides the people who are into the inner workings of the game is going to think that kind of stuff is fun.
Yeah,
I can say that. And
like the whole neutral exchange in that situation. Yeah, that's a good point, Zach. It was so hyped to watch because nobody really knew how to block half the stuff that was getting done to them, right? And like going back to the Street Fighter example too that Shadow's bringing up, like a casual player is not gonna get excited about a mean whiff punish, right? They're gonna be excited when Idom pops V trigger and mixes your ass for game when that other guy has full health. Like, that's what they're going to be excited about. They're going to be excited when freaking Cell is over here flipping around, hitting with the Millie Rock combo and touch of death in people, right? That stuff looks cool. It's all about the looks rather than the actual, like, gameplay, right? And it ends up... It hurts and helps, but it hurts more than it helps. Like you're sacrificing more than what you actually should sacrifice. And
oh, sorry.
go ahead.
No. Go ahead. No.
Oh, I was
gonna say like,
Yeah.
you gotta understand. We also gotta understand like they're a business first, right?
Right.
And you know them. Although for the committed people of fighting games like Street Fighter V or Capcom, or the people who played Street Fighter way back since like Street Fighter 1 or 2 or Third Strike, wherever you came in, right? Those devoted people. Now games are more expensive, so it takes a lot to you know keep a game interesting. You know, like if they just made Street Fighter 4 again, which they did for Street Fighter 4 like 5 times. You know, Street Fighter 4, Ultimate Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4, Ultimate Super Mega Street Fighter 4, Dub Edition, and all these other different Street Fighters. It's kind of difficult to try to say, all right, what's the next step as far as where's our fighting game going, and keeping the game up for that long. It's the game. Would you say that Street Fighter 4 was ruled by the people who devoted that type of hardcore time to the game? Like, do you think, would you say Street Fighter 4 catered to those people more in that game's lifespan? To the people who devoted like hours upon hours upon hours out of their day, like ridiculous amounts of time to their game? Do you think they were the ones on top in Street Fighter 4?
Me?
I mean, I think. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say, I personally think that the people who really succeeded at Street Fighter 4 played each other all the time. I would say it was more of a community-based thing. Like, you hear all the times, like, sometimes I say, like, I wish I lived in, like, the tri-state area or in Cali or something with more players. Especially, like, for Smash, if I was, like, in the tri-state area, I would get to train and play against, like, freaking DeBuzz or maybe Tweak somewhere, you know, just being near the better players and being able to fight them, you know. And I think Street Fighter 4 was a game in early eras of the internet where people weren't really posting their tech and stuff like that until close to the end of the game's life. And because of that, it was really about who stayed together, right? If these two guys were constantly training and it's like these matchups that nobody's really ready for, then you pick up this character because you've been training with this dude for this matchup. So when that character gets pulled out against you, you legit have no idea what to do against it. So I feel like it's more of a community thing, but like there are people who put in an insurmountable time for trying to get at the game, but I think it also has a lot more to do with the community because there were so many characters in that game, so you wanted to be ready for everybody.
But you know, the normal person or the newcomers that they wanted or they want to bring in more eyes to Street Fighter, like, do you think the regular person who's like just trying to pick up the game, you think like that was a good place to, you know, start?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, it's fun. Like, since I'm the super casual guy, right? I played Street Fighter 4 when it came out. I shied away from that game the moment I found online. I stopped. I didn't play the game ever at all. Like the moment that I couldn't press a button against somebody online, I turned the game off. Like I didn't play the game anymore. Like I literally didn't play the game for all the other different versions of Street Fighter 4. So I think we just got to understand that Street Fighter 4 for newcomers was not a good game for people to start off. It wasn't. And you agree with that, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, you gotta understand that Street Fighter V was their attempt to try to bring in new eyes You know, they still put some of the more popular characters in the game. You know, they brought Akuma. People will throw a hissy fit if Ryu and Ken ain't in the game, which I get. You know, they Street Fighter V was their version of, all right, let's see how many different people we can pull in to play their game. And look, it's easier to play now, like more than ever, bro. Like, here, come on, come over, you know. So you gotta understand that they're business first, so you can't. Was it an overall negative? I don't think so. You know, they brought more faces to the game than ever. You know, did it kind of piss off the veteran players who've been sticking with Capcom this freaking long? Yeah, you know, impossible not to when you make the game that easy. But you know, it's more people now than ever.
Yeah, because in that same light, I saw a few tweets. I think this was back when Nee had gone off on what's his name, Main Man. Nee,
I remember
that. What was it? Main Man said something along the lines of I want to say it's Main Man. Main Man said something along the lines of how many people or how many players we gained for the Tekken community, while Nee was talking about all the players that they had lost from Tag 2, even though like Tekken 7 has hit 8 million copies. Right. So
good.
I mean, obviously it's doing very well, but I also think that it's a bit to the fact that it still has a lot of depth to it, right, as well. But in the same light where we said that Street Fighter 4 isn't really a good starting point because you really have to dig into that game to get into the game. I feel like a lot of these fighting games, you can keep it execution heavy, but what you really need is a good, and I mean all caps, GOOD, good tutorial. A good tutorial. And that is, like Zach brought up earlier, that is something almost no fighting game has. The only
Tekken did a great job.
Tutorial?
Well, no, like as far as like explaining how the game works to a new player.
Trash.
Where?
You wouldn't.
No,
you wouldn't,
it didn't start getting good until like season 3, fam.
Right? Like that's what I'm saying.
Wait,
No,
when?
that's like
Even in season 3.
That's when they start putting in like examples on how to do some stuff.
Yeah, like what the correct
Oh,
punish
you're
is
talking
for
about
shit.
the punishment. You're talking about the punishment guys and all that shit.
Yeah.
That the Tekken player screamed at Bandai Namco for 2 years to get. Is that? What
I mean,
yeah,
you're right. They should have got it. They should have got it earlier, but they got it. We got it.
The worst stuff
that we had to pay for.
Hey, I hear you. Better than not having it at all in a lot of these games.
And that's the problem.
But
it should already be
that's
there.
That's a problem. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, Tekken still doesn't have a tutorial.
It doesn't.
It still doesn't have a tutorial. The punishment guide is nice, but the punishment guide is for the people who already know how to play the game. Like,
yeah,
who cares about a punishment guide?
It don't even need to be that. It'll input the stuff for you. It'll show you what buttons to press, and even if it's optimal,
it won't show you that.
It just gives you a punish. It doesn't show you.
It gives you just whatever is on your moveset. That's like the first thing to pop up. It won't give you the optimal stuff. I know that for a fact.
But I mean, yes, you're right, Tank. That it did eventually come, but for a long time, whenever I learned Tekken 7, I learned that junk on my own through Eris and Main Man tutorials online. That is how I learned Tekken 7. Yeah. And that is how a lot of people learned Tekken 7 was through Eris tutorials.
Shout out to Avoiding the Puddle.
Facts.
Shout out to Avoiding the Puddle back when he actually played Tekken. And so, yeah, no, Tekken, I can't. I'm sorry, man. I can't give Tekken props for that. They're the worst fucking.
Oh no, I'm not saying give them props. I mean, it's there, you know.
That's there, but that's not even. That's like that's not even as somebody who plays at a relatively high level. That's not even the biggest part of Tekken. Like, all those punishes are nice and all, but these are on moves that 9 times out of 10 against a pretty decent player aren't going to get thrown in the first place. Like, and even then being ready for it, right? Because most people, Tekken is universally defined as a movement heavy game, right? So the reason why those, like, it may teach you how to punish some stuff on block, but it doesn't teach you what to use on whiff. It doesn't teach you which way to sidestep this move. This move is plus 27,000 on block, but it doesn't tell you that you could easily just sidestep the thing. This thing against the wall looks unblockable, there's no way to deal with it, but it doesn't tell you that, oh, I could literally just move to the side or use a counter or run off the wall. Heck, running off the wall, the run off the wall move is not even in the move list. Like, it took a lot of moves. It took, let's see, Tekken, we got Tekken 1, 2, 3, tag, 4, 5, 6.
5 BR.
I'm not counting the R's. I'm just assuming they're on console. Revolution. It took a grand total of about 8 Tekkens for them to put the electric on the move list. Never told you. It took 8 Tekkens for you to even know that move exists if you are a new player. Like, you would never know the difference. It took 8 Tekkens. And then people still, like we said, talked about earlier, you still have to break your thumbs trying to figure out how to freaking backdash properly. And that's not anywhere in tutorial, but it's definitely a necessary skill. They don't teach you how to wave dash, like full on, go up and down, keep doing it. They just tell you, this is a move right here. They don't teach you the differences and things like that. Like, it needs...
Don't let your character not have it either. You sure not gonna know.
Facts. Like...
That's gonna blow your mind. Like, what the fuck is this glitch?
The only game I have ever... The only fighting game I've ever played that actually taught me how to do everything, and I mean everything, was Guilty Gear Xrd.
There you go. That's the only one.
That is the only game. That Guilty Gear XR will straight up teach you how to play 2D games. Like, I didn't even understand what the concept of a safe jump was until I played XR. I was like, oh, that's what that is. It was crazy how much I didn't know until I played XR. It was like, wow.
Fred tried with Uni.
Yeah.
The thing is, about tutorials, Exard, what it did so great is, one, it is not just a tutorial. They made like a game out of it. Like, they made the tutorial fun. Uni, does it teach you a lot of stuff? Absolutely. But if you bring up that tutorial list, you're like, fuck, I gotta go through all this shit?
Yeah.
Before I can even play the game? But Exard, like, it has a lot of stuff, but it's like, okay, here it shows you in chunks. And like, I just, here's my problem with fighting game tutorials. They're made by game developers, and tutorials shouldn't be made by game developers, because developers don't know how to teach you how to do shit.
Facts.
The tutorial should be made by educators. Like, honestly, like, it should be made by educators. And I'm not even gonna just say content creators, because some content creators are actually ass at teaching you how to do stuff.
Facts.
I'm looking at you, lead community.
Got him.
Wait a dang minute now.
But I'm gonna put a 15-minute game where you, a challenger player, are in silver and say, here's a tutorial on how to run every...
Listen, okay?
Anyway,
Solo Renekton been trash. All right, moving on.
I didn't say no names. I didn't say no names. Anyway, that's the main problem with these tutorials. They're made by people who think in like data, right? That's what developers are using like all day. It's data. Like, some of them are very creative, but what are those creative parts? The creative parts of the game are all like, you know, style, combo structure, UI, that type of stuff. But actually designing the freaking tutorial was probably given to some intern who was like, here, like, we don't have time to do this, so like, go do it. Here, throw a tutorial together. And it's like some freaking guy fresh out of out of college that's like, and that's the wrong person to make a tutorial. If you want a good tutorial, I've talked about this so many times, man. Like, to me, and again, I back this up with, I'm an educator. I literally teach a skill to children for a living. Like, that's my job. There's the tutorials right now. If they do have tutorials, they throw way too much at you. Like, because you bring up the tutorial, it's this long laundry list of things, and you're like, I have to do all of this before I can even go online and press buttons. And the answer is no, you don't have to. You really only need, for most games, you only need 3 moves. Okay, 3 moves. You need to have a good jump in. You need to have a far button that takes up a lot of space, and you need to have whatever move you think is cool on your character. Those 3 moves will take you a long way in a game. Will it take you all the way to the top? Obviously not, but it will take you a long way.
What's a good jump in?
Facts.
But that's a lot easier to teach than like, here's walking, here's running, here's doing this, here's doing this, here's doing this, this, that, and the third. Whenever you don't know how to press 3 buttons. Like, here, you press I want you to find whatever move is cool in the move list, okay? So I'm gonna bring up Ken. Man, I really like heavy tatsu. All right, cool. You got heavy tatsu. Now I need a far button. Here's heavy kick. Boom. Now I need a good jump in. Just press jump punch. Just jump in on a nigga and press punch. Cool. Those 3 moves, if you can learn when to press those 3 moves in a game, that's probably going to take you up to mid bronze. Okay. Then once you get those 3, like a tutorial, I think the best tutorial a fighting game can make is like a tier tutorial where it gives you a certain amount of tools and it's like, all right, cool, go play some online. Come back after this many games. All right, you played this many games, cool. Here's the next part. All right, cool. You got this part. Go play some more games. Like, that would be the best. That would be the best tutorial, in my opinion, the most effective.
I gotta chime in, because since as an average Joe, okay, especially I think I've clocked in the most hours out of all the fighting games I play. I think I've clocked in the most hours on Street Fighter V. Unfortunately, the most. And one thing I've unfortunately, one thing I've noticed, and remember what I said, that casual folks are just trying to do the cool stuff, but they don't know how to get there, right? So one thing I've noticed, and people still do in that bronze elo that you're talking about, shoot, even in silver, even in gold, actually, a little bit of gold. They jump, bruh. All the time. I can't tell you how much in Street Fighter V that they just jump. No anti-airing, no nothing. They just jump, bro. It could not work for 3 full matches, and you still jumping. I could anti-air every jump in, and you still jump. That's that low elo. That could, I don't know what it is. This is just the thing I'm saying. I don't know what it is, but they just love jumping in Street Fighter. They just love jumping.
Oh yeah, anti-airs in Street Fighter. Yeah, bro.
If you just teach them to sit down and anti-air, you could get to plat at least.
So sorry.
Yeah, you're right, Zach.
We'll say 4 moves. Okay, whatever move you think is cool: an anti-air, a jump in, and a keep out tool. That's it.
Oh, you play G? Yeah, you play G? He got 8 different anti-airs, don't you?
Oh yeah, back
that
hard
boy's
punch.
His skill is an anti-air.
Back fierce. Gross. That character is silly.
Light it up. That's the person I want to learn when I start back playing Street Fighter again.
Look at Ace. But yeah,
It's been years.
you definitely the point with those. The tutorials are mostly whack. Shouts to BB Tag too. I thought BB Tag's tutorial was actually pretty good once I actually started paying attention to it. But yeah, the tutorials, they just need to step the game up. They just need to step the game up. Is the bottom line on that.
I forgot what point we're on.
That was tutorials.
Oh, okay.
Tutorials. Mm-hmm.
Which means now we're up to our next major point, being skill ceiling and skill floor.
What's the difference?
This might play into it. I just want to go back to Dragon Ball Fighters. As a person who is a casual player in the fighting community. Oh boy, if you want to find a way to alienate your freaking community, you put infinites like that in the game, bruh. That pisses me off, bro. Infinites was so easiest thing, and you could sit there and beat on somebody. The moment they land one dead, nothing, eat it, dead. Eat it. Like the only reason folk I could see like me playing that game is because they like the characters, bruh.
That's why
I can't stand. I don't even play that freaking game anymore. It pissed me off. I'm over here learning the game. I played through the entire freaking tutorial and the dang story. And I'm sitting over here trying to figure out why the heck they're teaching me these combos that don't even do half. And yet these people online are hitting me with full storybooks on combos, touching me once and I'm dead. What are you saying to me, bruh? I can do hit, okay, dash, okay, air dash, okay, cool. Oh, nice combo. This dude hit, blast, hit, off the wall, hit, catch again, hit, air blast, hit, then air dash, and then they use the supers on me, then they use the team super, then they use the other team super. But bruh, I cut that game off, touch of death combos like that. I never in my life will play that dang game again. If you lucky, you lucky. I like a character enough to play that game.
Man.
Do that game.
Excel perfect attack loops. Oh yeah, hit him with the Millie Rock.
I freaking bruh.
H knows what I'm talking about when I say this. Imagine if you were a noob, play for the first time, and then you get comboed by Baby.
I got comboed by Team Gohan.
Get comboed. No, Jake. Get combo. If you were a noob and got comboed by Baby Vegeta even once, you probably would have cut that mug off even faster than you did.
I said, bro,
because I fought King Kaz's cousin for like the first time we were playing, and I did a combo of Baby. That dude said, "What does he do? What is this?" He didn't know if I was playing the same game or not. It was that crucial.
So stupid. You want to shy away new players from your freaking game. That's how you do it.
Fighters don't teach you squat.
I don't have a problem. Well, I kind of do have a problem with touch of death combos, but that's whatever, right? It's been a thing in video games for a while. I personally don't think it's fun. The fact that the moments one thing happens, I just have to sit there and watch somebody play the fucking game while I can't do anything about it.
One player game.
That's, whatever, right?
One player game.
The people who dedicate themselves to play a game like that, it's fine. It doesn't bother them. But man, if you just don't like the characters, if you're new, don't play Dragon Ball Fighters. If you don't like the characters enough or to want to learn the game, the hardcore, or if you just like watching other people play the game besides you, play Dragon Ball Fighters.
Besides you.
Here's my... You know what, Tay? Man, you bring up so many good points, man. Here's the issue. Here's why that's an issue. I don't think it's more along the game and not teaching anything as it has to do with making you play against people in your skill level. This is what Strive actually got right. Is that I was talking to Turtle and Kayak Zach in the chat about this. Is that most of Strive's people, most of the player base, is loving the game at floor 8 and below because they're playing against people at their skill level who aren't. Who also are not doing optimal things, and they're getting to learn the game at a fun rate where they're trading wins back and forth because, like I said, they're at a relatively equal skill. We need more floors. We need like a whatever. I'll get to that in a second. I was reacting to something Zach said. In the chat.
I'm looking at it.
Like they're loving it at floor 8 and below because those people aren't doing optimal combos, and so like if you threw that into like Dragon Ball Fighters, you wouldn't be getting hit with that. If you're not ready with your own touch of death, you wouldn't be getting hit with a touch of death. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you wouldn't be going against players. You wouldn't be going against players who can do that because you can't do that. You don't have that same punishment ready, and so you're not gonna experience it. You're gonna have a whole lot more fun with the game.
See, I'd agree with you if the touch of death combos weren't easy to do. They're not that difficult, bro. They're not.
They're
like
they weren't difficult before because you could pick certain teams and because of double super or just stick TN on your team. Now those combos are significantly harder.
Yeah, they're a lot harder now.
Nah, bro. I got hit. Nah, fam. You can't tell me it is. When after a dude who I was fighting one time on there, he was the same level as me, fresh, new. We played one match. I knew he was trying to start some touch of death BS too, because he had freaking Team Gohan, he had freaking Broly, he had freaking what's the freaking pink chick, Android 89. What's her freaking name?
21.
Yeah, 21. The freaking I knew he was trying to start it. Dude was same level as me. He was same level as me. I caught him slipping a few times too. I was like, bro, why you keep using this stupid freaking, I don't know, I think it was like a low or something. I don't know what it was. But he was whiffing that bitch hard.
I think trying to hit you with 2M.
Probably.
The one time he landed it, I said, okay, I'm gonna put my controller down. I'm not gonna play this game anymore. Because it's not fun watching other people play, and I have a controller in my hand. No, sir. No, thank you. He was the same stanky level as me.
Oh,
sound like you should have jumped.
Could have jumped. I'll hit you.
Well, I mean, I played Marvel. I played Ultimate Marvel.
Like I said,
Capcom 3, so
I'm gonna put it to you like this.
Don't bother me, bro.
Folk who grew up around that type of stuff and enjoy those type of games. Hey, bro, all power to you. I don't look down on those folk who are used to that, 100%. And it must be fun. It must be. But as a man who got has a C on his chest for casual, no sir. Not for me.
I mean, but you're talking about one of the biggest casual success games. So that's what I'm saying is that I mean, yeah, that was a reaction to it. Yes, Dragon Ball Fighters.
Dragon Ball Fighters is large.
Okay, cool. Like I said, bro, the folk who love the characters that much are going to be the one that stay and play that game. Those casual players are going to be the ones that stay and play that game. Me, I don't care. Have fun.
Got him.
That's fair. That's fair. You ain't got to play every game.
Yeah.
Every game is for everybody.
Right.
I understand.
But that was great.
Man, what a great. Wait, were we on tutorials or was that our intro?
That was tutorials. Still.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say.
Yeah.
We're there now.
We're advancing a little bit further into our next topic, which is skill ceiling and skill floor.
I think you should probably define it for the folk who may not.
Dude, I don't even think I know my damn self.
You'll know once I explain it. It's pretty simple to understand. So, first I'm gonna explain them and then explain why it relates to this topic. So, skill. I should have reversed it. Let's start with skill ceiling. Skill ceiling relates to the highest potential of tech skill execution, and all that, right? The difference between you playing me in Tekken and you playing Knee in Tekken, right? Or even a better way, the difference between you going up against Tank in Street Fighter and you going up against Punk in Street Fighter.
Ah, beat Punk ass.
Okay.
I might get around, maybe. Continue.
But basically, it's when you've hit, it's the peak, right? It's the ceiling, top peak. You hitting the highest potential with like a certain game or a certain character. The skill floor relates to like the entry, right? It's kind of like the execution period, except this is just the entry to the game,
like
right?
Garen.
Yeah, like the skill floor is basically how much work do I have to put in to get started, right?
Okay.
How much do I need to know to at least win a game against somebody? And the skill ceiling is just how deep can be, how deep the game is, how far can you actually push yourself to get better at the game.
Okay.
The boy Johnson, I'd be the floor.
Nasty. And the reason this relates so much to accessibility, and this is in multiple games too. As a matter of fact, we'll use League. League has an excruciatingly high skill floor. It takes so long to get to the point where you can just play some League.
Fully understand everything.
Yeah.
Timers, items.
All of us in here still don't understand everything.
Let's keep fucking changing the game.
Facts, but still.
Wow.
In fighting games, it's the same thing, right? Like how high the skill floor is essentially the accessibility level, right? That it coincides with each other. The skill floor and the level of accessibility that the game has is pretty much the same, right? It's essentially the same thing. But what allows pros, especially, to keep playing the game is how high the skill ceiling is, right? So, for example, Street Fighter has a decently high skill floor. It's not super high. It's okay. It's like medium level. It's a pretty decent skill floor. But the skill ceiling is also not that high, which is why a lot of Street Fighter pros currently, a few Street Fighter pros currently say they're not really having fun with the game, right? They'll play their 1-2 characters, but they're not really having that much fun with the game. Heck, I remember there was a big little movement going on with Mortal Kombat players where the skill floor in Mortal Kombat is honestly pretty low. It's pretty low.
Pretty decently low, yeah.
But the skill ceiling is not that high because of things like crushing blows, right? Mm-hmm. Crushing blows, the what is it? The little X-ray kick thing?
Fatal frame?
Fatal blow?
Fatal blow, there it is.
Those things that people play around to get huge damage and kind of just push their way through. This all turns into accessibility. And the reason why skill ceiling and skill floor are on this little portion of the topic is because having a good balance between how high the ceiling can be and how low we can put the floor would be a good level of accessibility. It'd be a good level of fighting game to play. And I think a pretty decent example for that, honestly, is Guilty Gear Strive. Guilty Gear Strive's skill floor is honestly not that high. You can kind of sort of jump in, learn you a few combos, get you a few buttons, and be good. But skill ceiling, of Guilty Gear is pretty high.
It's true.
You should cover finished versus new games. Looking back,
Oh, yeah.
I think
we touched.
we touched on the fighting game, didn't we?
Huh?
We touched on that on the fighting game one, didn't we?
I think what Zach is talking about, because me and Zach kind of talked about this yesterday, and we haven't really talked about this.
Finished versus.
All of these things can be covered by style mode. Oh,
Style mode.
All right,
John.
shut up.
John, don't, bro. You don't want me. You don't want my opinion on those type of.
Yeah, John, relax.
I think that's in the. I think we talked about it in a previous, previous topic, like
Relax.
one of our other, Zach. But that would be a decent topic to focus on. But John, actually, it was funny. I was looking at some stuff about style mode the other day. Did you know style mode is actually legal for tournaments?
I didn't actually.
What's that? Oh, I
So
think
you
I'm
can
talking about now.
basically auto combo mode.
Yeah.
Makes it a lot easier. But the
Yeah.
drawback is the combos. It's like auto combos, like I said. It doesn't go as far as the combos you could do to do the damage, and you take 20% more damage in style mode. So if you're using it, you
Yes.
take more damage, and you get less damage on your combos.
That's hilarious. For what?
I would
I
never
wish
do
more
that.
games did
Exactly.
that.
That's the whole point. Yeah, you can. It's like you can use it, but be warned.
I wish. more games
Go
did
right
that.
ahead.
You just take more
Dang.
damage. Oh, beautiful.
Go right ahead. So when I zero to death, you'd be like, "What the heck? You cheating, bud?" No, you pick style mode, stupid.
My thing is, do I want to address this right now?
You know you do. Come on now.
Do I really want
You
to
ain't finna address
this
it
right
tomorrow. Come on.
Fact.
All right, bro. Okay, hold on. Let me close my door. Give me a second.
He said, "Let me close his door."
Uh-oh.
He's about to get
He about to go in his drawer and get the papers
Okay,
for the
look.
dissertation. Here we go.
All right. So
What's up, Professor?
you shouldn't be encouraged to do something wrong. Like you never should be. You should never be encouraged to do something wrong. In fact, I don't even think it should be an option. And the reason why, I understand why style mode is there, right? You press buttons, cool shit happens on the screen. I think it would be a little bit better if you actually learned how to do some of that stuff yourself. There's a bit of satisfaction there. There's a bit of pride there, right?
Monkey brain like
but
cool stuff.
Here's my monkey brain like cool stuff. Yes. Here's the thing: the freaking stuff that Project L, the Echo, is doing. That shit looks cool as hell. But is that junk going to be easy? No, it's not.
What if,
And
though?
you're probably going to get blown up for it if you don't do it the right way. But you should be rewarded for learning.
The time you put
stuff.
in.
Right, you should be rewarded for learning stuff, man. If you want to do that cool combo, learn it. And that this is kind of I've been kind of like keeping this packed, like with everything that that Tank has been saying, because here's the thing, the game should be fun first. Okay, like I know I've said a lot of things that are kind of like dumbing down on, like, hitting accessibility and be like, get this shit out of here. But here's why. Because the game should be fun first. And this goes all the way back. I wanted to bring this up literally up when we were talking about like money in business. Okay, because Tank, what you said was 100% right. It is the companies are a business. They're in it to make money. But here's the thing. Just make a product that is fun to play. That's it. It doesn't need to be the prime goal doesn't need to be for the game to be accessible for that to happen.
Right.
Because it's like you said, again, this is all the way up there. I've been holding this for like, how long have we been here? I've been holding this for the whole 2 hours. So, characters, right? Having characters that you love doing cool shit is going to get you to do whatever you want to do in that fighting game. It doesn't matter how difficult it is. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be one frame links. If you love playing, let's pick a character.
Oh, I guarantee you, I'm more casual than you, John.
Marvel vs. Capcom.
No way.
We can have a casual
If
fight.
I love Zero so much that I, a new player, picked up a controller and said, I am going to sit here and learn these Zoop loops, bro. And
That's
if
a
you
chore.
know what Zoop loops are,
That's a chore.
you know how much
That's a
time and
freaking
dedication
chore.
that you need to do to get that on one side. That's not even talking about the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's true.
but it's because I liked playing Zero. Zero was fun, and I didn't care. And that's how it's going to be. You don't need to dumb down the game for casuals because they're only going to play it at a certain level. Because eventually the goal should be to get those casuals to have so much fun that they're not casual anymore. They reach that intermediate status. You stay casual at a game pretty short amount of time. Like the minute you're looking up videos to get better, I don't consider you a casual anymore.
I feel like I talked about this
Possibly.
Probably did
in the league video.
Yeah. I think you covered this exact thing. Like, I think you also said that exact thing that I just said. That may be where I got it from.
Yeah.
Like casual, don't stay at casual very long, in my eyes. Right? Casual is specifically reserved for, I'm new to the game. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just here to press shit. I'm just here to press buttons and have cool shit happen. I'm actually still there, but we'll reserve that for another point. So once you start thinking about, damn, bro, this dude, I'm just trying to do my cool shit, but this dude keeps stopping it with this. How do I stop that? Once you have that thought, you're not a casual. You're not a casual. Like, you're not a casual like that anymore. Because now you're trying to figure out stuff so you can do more cool shit.
I agree,
right?
Zach.
Yeah.
I agree, Zach. You play against someone, you see them do something dope, and you start looking them how to do it. You start trying to do it yourself.
That's casual.
And so
You start dropping that casual tag when you start doing
I don't
something.
think the whole skill floor, skill ceiling, the skill floor. I'm trying to think of a game that has like a really high, like a fighting game that has a super high skill floor.
Tekken.
And yeah, you're right. Tekken would be.
Yeah.
Tekken would be it, because you're not really having fun with that game until you learn how to move. You're really not. There's a lot to go into there. So I would say, yeah, Tekken's up there on the skill floor. Street Fighter V is pretty low on the skill floor. Strive is dumb low on the skill floor. And ironically, tag fighters, Dragon Ball Fighters, Marvel vs. Capcom 3,
Shut up, John.
are dumb low on the skill floor because you can press whatever the hell you want and cool shit's gonna happen. And that's what's great about them. But they also have a very high, maybe not so much Dragon Ball Fighters, talking about Marvel vs. Capcom 3, has a super high skill ceiling where you start pressing those buttons in a certain way and, you start having some one-player interactions pretty frequently.
Yeah. Like with fighters, it's enough to hit somebody with level 3 and get hype.
Facts.
No matter if you did it by accident or not, I still hit you with a level 3. But
Right? It's fun to look at, it's fun to watch, it's fun to play.
And I was
Honest.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You got it.
I was gonna say, it was a good point. Of yeah, you're right. AS Dub does not shy. AS Dub is good as hell, bro. And it's just a good. It's a good point when you say that when you play what you like, it is so much easier to ignore the skill ceiling and the skill floor. It's easy to ignore both when there's something you like. Hell, the rest of the game can be bad, but if there is one character in there that you said, this character is absolute fire, I want to play this character. Because I've said this multiple times to multiple people. I don't like Strive. I think the game is bad. I think there's so much in there that needs to be adjusted in that game, because I think a lot of the stuff is stupid. But I love Nago more than I hate the mechanics of that game. Nago is just that fun. He is just that cool. That's why I keep playing Strap, because I like my character. And that's the type of mentality that you can easily fall into if you find a character you like that much. Like, I'm sure Tank, I feel like is always going to play League, especially specifically because there are two characters in that game he will always love playing, and that is Gangplank and Set. As long as those two characters are playable, Tank, I'm pretty sure will play League. Like,
Yeah,
That's like same with Poppy.
we all got characters in League that, if I hop in a League, I really want to play this character because this is a character we like playing. And like, yeah, exactly. Like you got G in Street Fighter. I like playing freaking Akira. I have a character that's fun enough for me to want to return and play some Street Fighter now. You know,
I don't.
sad face. And Ken is good now. What the heck?
Oh yeah. No, Ken. I mean, he's there, right? But we all know that I want to play Jury, and yeah, I don't think she's fun in that game. So
Nasty. But while we're moving along, let's get to this quick little subtopic here on top-down balancing in regards to accessibility. And the reason I put this in here is because it doesn't matter who you are. I feel like enough L's handed to you, or if your character is constantly getting slapped because somebody at the top level is going ham with them, then that's gonna turn you off more and more. It's gonna make the game a lot less accessible. Like me, honestly, when I look at fighting games, I'll look at the roster, I'll find a character that I think looks cool and be like, okay, that character looks cool, I can play this character. Then I will find a tier list to see where other people think that character is. If that character is anywhere near the bottom tier, I'm not touching that game.
Awfully uncasual of you.
I'm not touching it. I don't want to waste time going ham on a bad character and then just getting beat up by a top tier.
I get it, but I was just saying that that's not a casual. As a casual man of the casual community, we don't even look at tier lists.
I just don't.
That'd be the best way to not have to worry
Turtle,
about
I ain't
it.
gonna lie, fam. I just don't agree with that whatsoever, at all.
Damn.
Like,
All right.
I just don't.
Tell me what you got.
Because to me, I feel like top-down balancing is such a non-factor in fighting. When I compare it to something like Overwatch, League,
There you go.
I feel that top-down balancing just has nothing to do. Not nothing. Sorry, that's not the right word. It's just such a non-factor in fighting games because most of us are not where we need to be with the character for the tier list to even be relevant.
I feel like I talked to you about this, Aaron.
Yeah.
Unless we're like really, really, like you may be there. You're probably there with Tekken, right?
Yeah.
You're probably there.
That's my
So,
primary example.
If
He's
you,
guaranteed there.
yeah, you're.
Is he Tekken God Prime Ultimate?
No.
No, he's not there yet. But I mean, even those, there's some Yoshis and some Noctises up there. But a lot of us, we're just not there. Like to be
Same
honest.
thing with League.
But
I don't know about
leagues is a
League is
leagues is
different.
a
League-
problem for another reason.
Yeah.
But
It's about the same thing with League.
we're
but
not-
That's another topic.
we're just not there. I don't think. Like I said, you're there with Tekken. That's your primary example. So yeah, like let's say that you started playing the game with Ana, then yeah. But even so, you could still make it up there. Like you could, if you really enjoy playing Ana, you should just play who you like. I think that's where that's where I really disagree with you on this. Is because I don't give a fuck about the tier list. I'm gonna play who I like because that's the only way I'm playing that.
High five. You can't see me. But
So, I think, Turtle, even though you do like your characters, but you do like a little bit more function. I just want a cool character that does cool shit. Like I could, if I enjoyed playing Juri in Street Fighter V, it would never matter how bad she is. I would just play her. If I really enjoyed playing Ken, I actually just found out I've been playing Ken the wrong way. So that's probably why I don't. There may be a reason why I don't like Street Fighter V.
Yeah.
If I enjoyed playing Ken, I would play Street Fighter V regardless. It wouldn't matter. But I mean, so.
Oh, he's right.
Yeah,
I see what you're.
But that's
saying.
Go ahead.
Hey, shout out!
yeah,
Hey, I just want to highlight this comment. Hey, round of applause for John for quote of the day. He said, "My character is always the best. Fuck tier list."
Hell yeah, let's go, John. See, John, that's why I fucks with you.
That reminds me. That reminds me
he's
of.
trash.
Dang. That reminds me of actually a Tekken player that goes by the name of Shadow. Also goes by the name of Shadow. Plays Claudio.
Oh, Shadow?
No.
Oh.
He plays Claudio.
Definitely not me.
He was a player. He plays Claudio, like I said, and he alone believed that Claudio was like top tier. He is the only one. He was like, my character's top tier. I don't know what y'all talking about. Or I know you know about this, AJ. Freaking Smash 4. What's his name? Trilla playing Ryu. Right. He was the only one calling that character broken. And that character is sitting here stomping everybody. People was like, nah, that character's not broke. What, are you crazy? People call him Bayo, still broken. People weren't listening. Playing Cloud, still broken. People weren't listening. Just like, there are people that will straight up be like, look, my character is broken. And tell you it themselves. But like, what'd you want to say, Rob?
Oh no, I was going to go back to that point with Aaron is if my character is trash, I'm not touching the game. That's how I am. I don't. If I look at the tier list and I'm like, if he at the bottom of the tier list, I'm not playing with him. It's the reason why I don't play. What's that dude on Demon Slayer? What's his name? That one trash dude.
Decent.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Something
Murata
with a Murata, yeah. No, if the character is trash, I can't do it.
Soccer ain't trash.
Oh, I've never been.
No.
I've never claimed to be casual.
I don't always like Street Fighter 5.
Facts, I just don't.
I always want to have the potential to be full on competitive in the fighting games I play, because I have an unyielding drive to be better than whoever is else. That's why I do it the way I do it. And of course, this is fighting game focused, but the top down balancing part, it doesn't have to just be fighting games, right? Like for example, if I like even in League, if I try to climb with who's trash, if I want to climb in the jungle with, if I want to climb from the jungle with Camille, right? Okay. If I want to climb with Camille in the jungle specifically, because I say I really like jungle and I really like Camille or whatever, then that's facts. That's cool. I like that. I relatively like the same thing for the most part, but
work on people. Hey yo, I like Zach.
If I play Camille jungle and I hear and know that this jungler is bad. Actually, that's technically a bad example because she's got like top lane.
Yeah.
Who is trash in the jungle?
The worst. I don't know who's bad, but I think the worst you got, I think, is what Rek'Sai?
Rek'Sai's good. That early game is stupid.
She falls off heavy, and I mean
you got 25 minutes. You literally have 25 minutes.
Like, she's a solo key stomper if she gets ahead.
But like
I don't know if League works for what we're talking
Yeah,
about
because
here
you can
specifically.
really shit
But
on
what I would
everybody
say
if you're good
is
enough.
the reason why League and top-down balancing hurts is because characters who are literally a non-issue, and this is the same thing in Overwatch, by the way, who are literally a non-issue in solo queue. Azir, Asol, Rel, Oriana.
True.
Fuck Yumi. Anyway,
God.
those champs, those four. I'm sorry, that was like a freaking reaction.
came from
I'm
the soul.
sorry.
Talk to him.
those four who are like, I mean, in terms of solo queue, you have to like really do a lot to make those champions work. But in organized play, they
high
are
elo.
so strong.
Yeah,
And so what do they have to do so we don't see these champs a bunch?
take him down.
They have to so we don't see these champs a bunch in pro play to make pro play better, is that these champs get nerfed. So that's when I think like
Lissandra.
balancing
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah,
Lissandra's another one.
Yeah.
Basically any champ who works well whenever you can organize
She's pretty.
we can organize something, right? Rel is great at it. Oriana, Asol, Lissandra. Like when you can coordinate, like we are going in on this target off of these abilities right now. Once we see this, we go, right? Those champs don't work in freaking solo queue, bro, because you're trying to
Ain't got the team
freaking
with you.
Mr. McFartface, who just got home from work after a 12-hour shift
On a Friday.
on a
Friday night lights.
Friday night late, bro, that is just trying to play a couple league games and decided that, you know, ranked was the way to go, and he's just having fun on his freaking who's the worst support I can think of right now? Whatever, Aatrox is in my head. Off his Aatrox support with what rune does he have?
I'm sorry, that man leaves where he goes to leave.
Some
You
people
right.
do it. People do it with Overwatch too, man. And like it's just it's Trent and Yi, both of those are very solo carry champions.
Yeah.
And don't do well in competitive.
I'd have to.
That's where I think top down balancing is the worst.
See, the thing for League though is it's very much possible to hard carry on almost every champion in the game. It's very possible. You know, if I was good enough, I could 1v5 on Azir. I really could if I was good enough, but I'm just not good enough. You know, I can't. I don't have the reactions, and that's why Aaron was saying like learning League is so difficult. Like I have to know the timing. I have to literally have your knowledge of the jungle, freaking professional knowledge of like cooldowns of as far as like spells and stuff go. You know, they sit there and they type out the timer on folks' summoner spells in chat the moment they're used. Like that is a sweaty mentality of how to play the game, bro. Like but that's what you need to do. But it's very possible to carry on trash champions. It's very possible.
And like even going back to more specifically the fighting games, like it's possible to get far on a bad character. It is.
Ranchu.
But yeah, Ranchu did win freaking TWT with Panda. But the problem, legacy skill is a big thing too. The issue and the reason why I look at my characters the way I do is that primarily I stick with who I like. And if they're bad on like a tier list or something, I don't bother, because what I want out of a character is potential. If a character is low tier, that typically means their potential won't go anywhere. Like even if it's like an okay-ish character, I want to be able to grow with that character. I want my results to be physically seen from me mastering this character and getting better at the game. You know what I'm saying?
You also got to think about how AJ was saying, like how far are you actually wanting to go where something like that even really applies?
I want to go as far as humanly possible. I try to be
Also,
as
you're
far
shooting
as
for literally rank 1 in every fighting game.
I shoot for as high as I can possibly go in any fighting game. If that, including going to tournaments, trying to win tournaments, trying to go up against freaking Hotashi in a freaking tournament, as far as I'm concerned, or fighting Punk in NLBC or something. I want to go as far as possible. I want my.
It's very professional of you.
I don't like. I want. I could just mess around on something, but I want to go as far as possible, especially when it comes to fighting games. I want to go as far as possible. That's why I stray away from it. Because if my character's bad, I just won't play the game.
Yeah. See but that's not a regular mentality. Folk play fighting games for strictly if they can find a character that's fun and they enjoy playing the game. That's the mass majority. Even pro players do that. Some may not, some may be like, all right,
a lot don't.
Yeah, so it's like, so that's very uncasual and very professional of you, playing every fighting game to shoot for rank 1, folks. Man, that's a hard life. That's a hard life.
I don't like it's a very casual mentality to just play. I mean, it fits right in with the level of kind of more of the pros versus casual section, but it's just something like, because Punk is the same way too, and knowing his mentality, I was just like, okay, someone else has this mentality. Sonic Fox has the same type of mentality. Like a lot of the great fighting game players have that same mentality, and that's why they were where they were. So I just want to keep the mentality to be as best as I possibly can at games. That's why I feel like
that's good.
But back in the aspect of top-down balancing, it mattered, especially when it comes to Tekken. Even my homeboys notice it. Like when JDCR was winning a lot of the tournaments playing Drag kept getting nerfed. My homeboy, who is a Drag main, noticed immediately the parts of his character that he couldn't really use anymore, or was a lot harder to get away with doing. And he's not even super duper high level. He unlike most of our friend group, we're pretty good, but we're not like coming out here stomping in tournaments or anything. Not like that. But like we're still at the level where we can notice when a character is strong. Right? 9 times out of I can play pretty much any fighting game, and 9 times out of 10, if I play against that character enough, I can tell whether or not that character is strong. Sometimes I might just be salty and be like, oh, that character's broken, but that's just me. I do that sometimes. But I can objectively say when a character feels broken. But that's obviously that's not something that casual is ever going to have to know, right? But actually, while we're talking about League, we're actually on our 4th major subject, being the other genres and their accessibility levels. So where do y'all think League's accessibility level is? I mean, I think most of us already think that the skill floor is really, really high, meaning it's kind of hard to get into League. But what do y'all think?
I think it's pretty easy to get into.
Oh, see, I don't think so. Shoot, you gotta learn how to play on the computer. You gotta learn how to do the QWE. You talking about this is just basic stuff. Like throwing out a spell is hard. Doing it playing, nah, that much.
90% of the freaking player base is in the area of we just learning or picking up the game. How long have we been in silver?
It is better than it was. It definitely is better than it was.
Yeah, it was better.
Yeah, facts. Mm-hmm.
Like
that is true.
But that's because of the community, not even because of Riot.
All right, the games overall, it's easier now. You can it tells you what to build now. Like it'll you don't even need to look for
Right.
items anymore. Like
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
no.
definitely, that part is definitely easier now. But I'm
And-
talking. Yeah, go ahead.
go
Sorry.
ahead. No,
No,
what were you saying?
I'm interrupting you. My fault. Go ahead. This is my fault.
As far as picking it up and learning it, stuff has been simplified so much to almost lunacy.
What the hell?
Trash test tutorial.
Turning the
Yeah.
first item Thormail on
Force you to
Ash.
play it.
Nah, fam. I don't know. I think the item system is still kind of trash.
I mean,
I think it's much better than when I started.
It's better than what you started, but that mag will still tell me to go freaking Luden's Echo against a full tank.
Yeah, but I think that's more of an inner workings type deal.
Sound
But,
like
like, yeah, I just, as someone who's literally like their first computer game was League, right?
Mm-hmm.
League was literally the hardest game I ever learned.
Okay.
Because I had to, like I said, it's my first game on mouse and keyboard, really.
Bruh,
And so, like, I'm over here I'm doing things with my right. I'm learning technical stuff with my hands that I've never done before, and I have to do that aiming at another champion who is also trying to do that exact same thing. And the thing that makes League the hardest is you are punished for things that literally don't look like an issue, right? How many times do we? And there's people that we play with where we're like, I mean, you hear me say this all the time, where I'm like, this is not allowed. We cannot allow this to happen. We need to punish this now. But to them, or to somebody else, to be like, what? I didn't even do anything. I'm just clicking, bro. Like that's what I mean by like League is so difficult, because there are things that happen in the game that seem like non-issues that are just complete, like, you can win or lose a game off of them.
Perfect.
That's what I mean by the game is so difficult, because you can be punished to such a high degree for something you didn't even know was an issue.
When you
And there's so many champions, so many abilities, so many items and you never get to. Sometimes you don't even see a character I play almost every day. You won't even see a character for like 2 weeks
or 2
months.
She's playing top lane, especially, is where like
it's like you go against a character, you're learning, you're trying to learn something new about that character, but now you have to somehow kind of hold that in your brain until you see them, and you see them next time 2 weeks from now. Like that's why I think the game is so it's so difficult. It's also why whenever y'all talk about like the game's like really easy, I just don't agree, because there's so many things that you need to learn to be effective. And to have consistent effectiveness is what I mean.
I was. You brought up the point of, that was your first computer game,
right?
That's literally the same thing for me on League. League was my first like real hardcore computer game. I didn't even have a computer for anything else other than school before. When I started playing League, I had a Macintosh laptop. that thing and Riot just released compatibility for Mac.
Facts.
And back then, things were a lot more flimsy. Champions went on longer periods of time with being strong, and it was a lot more one-sided. If a champ was strong back then, you just don't get to play. Like, have fun. If Jax, if say Jax was the strongest character back then, Season 3 Jax, bro, you don't get to. You have a time limit on where you get to play, and there wasn't that item diversity back then.
AP Master Yi, God,
there wasn't the item diversity back then, so you just lose. That and whether you trying to Olaf, yeah. But the thing is, that doesn't stop you from like overall learning, right? Like picking up the game was a lot more of a coin toss, because whether you still know like this shouldn't happen to a certain champion, or like a champion shouldn't get this strong, they fucking will back then, and there was nothing you could do about it. There was nothing. Nowadays, bruh, they hold your hand through what you need to do. Everything is so formulated, and the multiple freaking tutorial videos that they put out, the videos that content creators put out, like it's so formulaic now. They even give you bounty more. They even put more specific stuff on the bounties to make you say, "Hey, stupid, let's try to get an objective instead of keep fighting over and over again when we're behind." Yeah, like
Also,
here's some extra gold.
Also, Zach, you ain't getting that back. You are not getting that back ever.
Release set was a menace.
You're not getting that
I want
back.
him back. You know, no,
You're not getting that back.
No.
Nah.
No. Hey, I'm a set lover, and you're not getting release set back. I don't think he should come back. TBH.
Like, I don't know, man.
The game is so formulaic now, and is so set up to be played out like this. And you had way less options back then, and that's when I started to learn the game. I started to learn the game. I had to go bot lane with Houston to learn freaking the entire game. I had to sit there and okay, so that's what that champion does. Okay, so he's a fighter tank. Oh, okay, cool. What? It's global. I can't dodge. Okay, all right, all right. Is there an item where I can use? No, there isn't. No.
Hey, how many people I have to take down by people?
That's why I told him.
Hold that. He's like, oh dang!
About that, man.
That's why I told him.
A lot of shields.
I told H,
can we break that? No, you can't.
I told H, look, take that dude bot, bro.
Hold that. Oh, he has a lot of life steal.
First time you saw Carthus,
does my Grievous ones work? No, not really.
Boy, I don't know, man. I think we can all say that League was our first PC game.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I still say that mug was hard though.
Because I started at the butt end of season 2 when Rengar was the new champion.
Bruh, games were coin flips back then.
Like, I don't know, League
less item diversity. Less champions, but champions went on for longer periods of time being that freaking game breaking.
League is hard, fam. Like, I didn't realize how difficult League was until I started watching the videos. To see it's crazy how much they show you what you're missing, right? It's crazy how many opportunities you miss to punish somebody. To make sure this person doesn't do this, to make sure this person doesn't do that, and then, like we have no offense to Trey. Trey has a history of losing matchups he shouldn't be losing, just because he doesn't know what the champion does or doesn't understand the interaction.
Yeah.
Mike has the same issue.
Oh my god.
Like, people don't care, and I'm just like, you're going into your counter pick, right? And I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, okay, you don't play that champion, bro. Like,
Mike is
like it happens.
Different topic.
But like, League is absurdly difficult. League is absurdly difficult.
Difficult, but I think it's a lot more easier now to understand at least the bare minimum of the basics of what you should be doing and what you should be building.
I hardly disagree.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it was easier back then. Back then, you just pick a strong carry, a strong champion in 1v9.
Worked. Shit never fucking worked if you didn't pick top tier.
Yeah, that's all you have to do back then. Let's pick a top tier.
See, now
that doesn't work.
Yo, just pick a top tier. No, trying to stay.
What's that video? I forget who said that.
That's the problem.
Do you know that video, Shadow? I forget
I've heard of it. Yeah, just pick a top tier.
Pick a top tier. Just pick a top tier.
Pick a top tier, bro. Shoot, Sakurai said that junk. Why are you complaining about character? Just pick the character.
Facts.
Oh, like Sakurai. Don't
encourage that. You fool.
Don't encourage that shit, bro.
I feel like League
Just
was.
pick a top tier, bro.
League is still just a difficult game. There's too much in the game you need to know. I think its accessibility is really low.
I think there's not too much in the game you need to know. I think it's just hard to execute because there's so many different things that can throw it off.
There's a lot in that game you need to know.
There's a lot you need to know, but you know most, and you really don't need to know a lot of the stuff. But it's just,
I disagree.
It's so easy to have that shit derailed.
What you're telling me is that I don't need to know what a champion does for counterplay. Anyway, I gotta go get a drink.
Got him! Yeah! You literally have to change your game plan based around whatever of the 150 plus champs in the game. Yeah!
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's so many different things that throw off the overall basics or the game plan that you're trying to go
one
to.
Right now, I want to say 161. Yeah.
That's insane.
There's a lot.
But back then, there was way less decisions. There was way less options to go into. Way less ways to come back from things. Way less choices to fight certain people. Like, you just insta freaking lose, dog. Hold that. Like, Jax could go AFK and still beat you.
John's infamous Kartha strategy: sit in your base at level 6 and just ult.
Bruh, that was a thing.
That was a thing.
Remember the
if they gotta kill you on a timer, yes sir.
Oh man, the choices to build, like the bursting shields, killing tanky targets, the pathing, like it
with first strike.
Insane. Back then you didn't have that choice. Get fucked, loser.
Essentially, yeah.
H.
What's up?
What do you think about accessibilities and sports games? Since you're probably the only person out of us that somewhat regularly plays them.
Don't know why, but you do.
Sports games, accessibility. Let's see. Hey, it's weird.
Games I have.
It's weird because they tend to change how the game is played a lot, so the accessibility gets kind of
Really? They changed how the game works because they release the same game like every other year.
Yeah, no, they changed like little things that mess up, especially like 2K. 2K is always changing a shot.
You can customize your jersey.
I know. Madden. I remember for a while they was the mechanics of how the players move was a thing, and it was weird. But it just depends. When it comes to that point, it's really touch and go. It's really hard to explain that one. You better off just picking one series or one version of the game and just sticking with it that year, and then going to the next one versus just trying to, go to the other one, because it's constantly trying to change. Because they want something new and innovative, but at the same time,
roster
they still
updates.
trying to. They want to do roster updates, but they also want to take your money. So it's most of the times, it's usually just half-assed, especially if it's an older generation game.
I like just like Call of Duty. Y'all getting duped every year.
Speaking of shooting games, how are their accessibility levels?
Fine. They have too much, honestly.
You think it's too easy to get into a shooting game?
Yeah.
Easy on console,
mode.
aim assist.
Dog, aim assist? Bro, hey, Zach know what it is.
Aim assist? Oh, man. What is that? That's crazy.
Bruh, aim assist, there's like a toggle for how much aim assist helps you now, bro. Like,
I think shooting games have literally the lowest accessibility level of almost any game.
Is that on the new Call of Duty? Because I think
that's on shooting games in general.
So shooting games in general, bro.
Matter of fact,
I mean, because how hard is it to I just move my gun, I click here, or I
Click
trigger
the head.
here. Like click that. Like I meme on it, right? I mean, click the head, forehead, right? But but it really is that simple. Like you're just. That's why
It
things
is.
like Fortnite are as popular as it is. That's why Call of Duty is as popular as it is. It's stupid easy to get into. I'm not saying that as a bad thing.
Fortnite
Because
has
that's okay.
But
It's
I'm gonna say
Overwatch.
Fortnite
was
has the advantage of having the building aspect too, which gives
Right.
it some depth.
I know.
And then you said about Overwatch.
Yeah, Overwatch was the diamond in the rough, bruh. It was like, it's a team shooting game. All right. Oh, wait, this is actually fun. Wait, there's different characters to this. Oh, they shoot different. Oh, shoot. Let's have some fun.
And while we're talking about amuses, you got Destiny. Destiny straight up has Destiny 2 specifically has straight up mods. Like there's mods you can put on your armor to do certain stuff. But there were mods in Destiny 2, still are, where you can put whatever assist on your stuff. Like you could put primary assist that would literally increase the level of your aim assist through the game. And the more specific it was, the better it was. So if I had like hand cannon assist, then my hand cannon aim assist will be godlike, or unflinching hand cannon makes it so my cursor doesn't move when I'm getting shot at. Right? Like I could put all these added perks to make it basically so I'm aimbotting without actually aimbotting because of my armor. Like shooting games probably do honestly have the lowest accessibility level because at base is very, very. It's not hard to just get in there and shoot something.
Not at all.
Right.
Like,
It's not. But they do have. Well, depending on the game.
Yeah.
I think honestly, shooting games have the highest range of between skill ceiling and skill floor. Because, bro, there's just some things at the skill ceiling, like, nigga, my fucking fingers don't move like that, bro. Like, they just don't. Like, I just don't have the mechanics. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't click the head like that.
Them to just be fast on
can't.
them.
And so, like, the things that the high level people the high level people of shooting games are able to do, like watching high level Overwatch play, they ain't even playing the same game, bro.
Yeah.
High level Fortnite, not playing the same game. High level COD, again, it's not even
Warzone.
I still remember.
Game.
I still remember when I played Fortnite. One time, I shot somebody with a bullet. This dude built a whole tower in front of me in like 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's why I never played that game again.
People actually have said that, like, when Fortnite moved to building being like the main thing, that they kind of lost them. I've heard that before.
That's why I stopped. Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard that. I've heard that sentiment a lot actually when it comes to Fortnite.
Is that not the
I
good
love
thing?
third-person shooters.
It's good and bad, but because, like we said, the skill floor on shooting games is really freaking low. So when you start moving to this quote-unquote excessive stuff like building, the main thing I heard from people like, man, I'm not about this building stuff, man. I just want to shoot people. There you go.
Yeah.
They don't want that difficult stuff.
You might as well play Call of Duty.
It's not even difficult.
That's why Call of Duty is still popular.
Because you have games like Valorant or like CS:GO where it's all about the gunplay. Sometimes people just want their shooting games to be about gunplay. So I think that's more about they just don't like building, because it's like, bro, I just want to. Why am I worried about all this extra stuff? I just want to worry about the gunplay.
I don't know if Valorant's all about the gunplay. I've watched some bullshit with the goddamn abilities in that goddamn game. And that
are some of the abilities whack? Yes, but at the end of the day,
it's still
it is more about it's about the gunplay.
You're right.
But yes, you can do whack stuff with abilities. I'm not saying that. I'm not discrediting that at all.
You should see folk play like Warzone, like Huskers and Scump. You should see them play Warzone. Or even any COD game, it looks like they're aimbotting. It doesn't look natural. it really doesn't look Z-laners. It doesn't look real. It doesn't look like the human body, and all of them have the freaking big mouse pad that takes up their entire desk. Like it's the fat mouse pads that don't. I don't know. They can just move their hand, their entire arm everywhere on their desk and still be on the mouse pad. Like it doesn't look natural. Looks like they're cheating. I swear to you.
Well, what about RTSs, the real-time strategy games?
Like what? Civilization?
Yeah, pretty much.
Man,
What is it?
Isn't
Isn't StarCraft an RTS?
I can't stand them.
I think so.
I think so. Yeah, I think it does count as an RTS.
Oh,
There's stuff like StarCraft. There's that one Halo version that was
Wow, I'd rather watch a porno.
okay.
What?
I can't stand them real time.
I can't either. If Adam was here, he loves those types of games. That's all he plays. I'd fall asleep.
I think those have a high. I think those accessibility levels for those is high too.
It gotta be.
I can't speak on those.
You gotta have a high mental for that game because that mug look boring as hell. And then the shit you gotta do, you gotta farm. It's like real life. It's like what's that
Literally.
Switch game? What's that Switch game with those Animal Crossing? It's like Animal Crossing, but with strategy.
Still
way more
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Freaking.
Those gotta be strategic as fuck.
They are.
Because you have to sit there. First of all, you have to. If it's like any other RTS, you gotta buy units and stuff. So you're managing your gold, you're managing your units, you're managing the time and the bases, the units that you're planning to get in. You have to sit there and plan out your strategy. Be prepared to switch strategies at any moment, just in case you see at the slightest hint of counterplay, so that you can be ready for that. So that's just on the floor. And then the skill ceiling, the back and forth mental battle can be really daunting, man. It's definitely hard.
Yeah, nah, that's just I'd rather clip my toenails.
What you gonna do?
Well, since you talk about clipping toenails, H, what you think about the accessibility in the gotcha games?
Ooh.
I only played one gotcha game.
Dude, you just throw money. It's get to a point where you're gonna have to start throwing money at the screen. Period.
Really?
Now, if you taking it serious like I do, it's gonna get to a point where you're gonna have to
just gave up and just said F it.
No, like for real. No, like the group I'm in and Epic 7, I think we like top 500. Nah. Like you gotta at some point in time, you gotta start throwing money at the screen.
The only
Not
real
much,
gotcha game I played was Genshin Impact.
That's not a real gotcha game.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. I think
It's not a real gotcha game?
Not really, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you pull characters, but it's not as impactful as pulling a specific character in like Epic 7 or in Summoner's War or in Sinnoh Alice. Like those type of gotcha games, like if you don't have this unit, you might not be allowed in a guild. Like
Facts.
People will straight up X-nay you for not having specific units.
If you want to play for free, do not join a guild. Period. If you join a guild, you have to start putting money into that bitch. If they talking about being competitive, you have to start putting money, because motherfuckers you go against will have the most ignorant types of gear.
I think that's the difference.
Units setup is
You got PvP. Genshin Impact isn't PvP.
oh shoot, then yeah, nah.
PvE.
You ain't got nothing to worry about then, but yeah, nah. Boy, if you don't join the guild, you good. You can free to play the mess out the game. But as soon as you sell your soul to that guild, a competitive guild, yeah, nah.
Its skill floor is decently high. That one is kind of the opposite. Its skill floor is kind of high because in order to truly free to play and do something similar to what the people who are paying do, you really have to know what you're doing.
Yeah, you have to know.
Yeah, but like the skill ceiling, I think is like pretty low because at a certain point, it just starts depending on what units you have.
What units you have, what gear is good at the moment, putting that gear on top of those units, making sure that gear is optimal, all that type of stuff. But at that point in time,
it becomes like a math game at that point. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Math problem, but math problems can be solved.
What other PvP genre am I missing?
The card game.
Card games.
Card games? Nice.
Racing.
Card games and racing. Racing games have both a low ceiling and a low floor.
You want to talk about a genre that's fallen behind?
But I will always say both of those are low. If you know how to drive one game, you can drive in every single other game.
I mean, driving games never meant to have a high or like it's just driving.
No, bro, they got the different gears and shit, bro.
Yeah, bro. You ever seen Mario Kart, bro?
All I know is if I hold down the A button in freaking what's that one called? Need for Speed or in Cruiser USA, I'm still go forward, huh?
You will go forward.
I go
but
forward.
Can you turn though?
I'm a drift like Mario Kart.
No,
there it is.
Them tires.
Yeah.
Engine type. You got to make sure you got the right tires, bro.
Boy,
you make sure that car
was an actual thing like they did in Mario Kart. Then like even Mario Kart has got to the point where they're trying to do something different.
They're trying.
They're trying. But if I can't if me not tweaking the engine, the wheel, the brakes, I'm talking about little shit like that.
You trying to take everything.
You got to maintain the car, wash it, make sure. Because if you got dirty tires, you will slide.
I'm telling you, if they did shit like that, then yes,
they kind of sort of do.
They do.
And you said card games too. Card games. I think I'm the only card player.
Yeah, I ain't played. What's the name in a minute?
As someone who plays Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic, and has played a touch of every other card game, I feel like it's like. You talking about card games? Oh yeah, what's up, Monty? Oh yeah, he actually is a champ. That's what's crazy. He was actually called the AF at Pokemon. Low skill floor, high barrier to entry. Depends on which one. I feel like card games, it varies heavily. I think, I think Magic is really easy to get into. I think its skill floor is low.
I agree with that.
So is, bro.
But Yu-Gi-Oh has one of the highest skill floors known to man.
I still don't know how to play that bitch.
Bro, they done added so much crap. Like you can, if I activate this in response to this card, you can miss the timing to playing Blue Eyes White Dragon in the trap card zone, which makes it so I can't bring back my Dark Magician that got removed from the game 3 turns ago.
Yup. Guess what? Sorry, fucker. Magic card right on the ground. Now I get to synchro summon freaking Winged Dragon of Ra. And guess what, bitch? That activates my trap card. And that trap card yeets your hands out your neck, bitch. So guess what?
Is dead.
And if you have any face down cards on the field, you get to lose for free. What?
all my cards are face down.
Bro, like card games is crazy, dog.
Nah,
man,
real,
crazy,
that's how Yu-Gi-Oh is.
It's out of line.
No bullshit. That's how Yu-Gi-Oh is.
Overall, I would kind of agree. It's kind of easy to get into them, but just Yu-Gi-Oh is an exception.
Yeah, I was about to say that too. I said Yu-Gi-Oh is an exception to that rule, but most of them is pretty easy to get into, from what I heard.
Yeah, that barrier of entry is really high because depending on what you want to play, it's about what's in that wallet. It's about what's in that wallet.
How many
What's in
packs
your
you trying to open, bruh?
I can.
How many packs you want to open, bruh?
Fortunately for me, my Yu-Gi-Oh deck is somewhat cheap. But if I were to price, I didn't spend as much because it was cheaper when I got it. But if I were to price my deck currently, that mug is probably worth about $200, and that's the low side. Like I was gonna say to make my deck like full on competitive, I would need at least $600 more, and that's for a grand total of about 5 cards. 600 for 5 cards.
Magic can get that way too, bro.
Magic is oof.
Magic cards are so expensive. Some of them you can actually get them. They can also be dirt cheap, right? But you know, other cards, bro.
They'll rip you.
I remember when Jerry was messing with that Exaltic Angel deck, boy.
He still is playing Exalted.
That boy was spending like $50 or something on the book. I was like,
for them Sublime Archangels. I still remember the name of that card, bro. I was like, yo. Oh man, what else did we hit all the competitive genres?
Is there any other thing?
I think we hit them all.
Arena Fighters.
That's a fighting game.
What you want to talk about? Shinobi Strikers?
No, I ain't for that. That's another fighting game, basically.
That'll be the only arena fighter I love.
I mean, you can technically separate that into its own thing, but I feel like that's skill floor and ceiling are both low AF.
Hell yeah, I agree. There ain't much room for optimization, my guy.
Facts.
Hey, bro.
They do what they do.
Hey, bro, I was gonna shout out to Demon Slayer, bro. That mug is really unique, bro. I'm just saying, if you ain't played that,
whatever, dude.
Whatever, dude. Whatever, dude.
Whatever, dude.
The characters do what they do, and they do so doing.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Just saying, bro. That mug real unique, bro. Just get a chance.
Yeah, whatever, bro.
All right,
What? I saw Deku do the same thing yesterday.
Dang.
Not Deku.
Not Deku.
Dang. All right, let's advance to the last major topic on this list, which is why are there 4 versions of Tanjiro? Good question.
I don't know. Why are there 4 versions of Goku?
It's only
they're not. They're like 7.
No, it's only 3.
Yeah, there's Water Tanjiro,
Yeah, Fire, and
Fire
then
Tanjiro,
and then School Tanjiro.
version,
Big forehead
which is really
Tanjiro.
just a reskin with a different super.
Yeah.
And but yeah, on the last part of this is gonna be what are the most and least accessible fighting games.
Now let's redefine accessible. Okay, let's recap on accessible.
Can I get a definition for 500, Alex?
All right, Shadow.
Most is footsies.
Oh wait, what? What are you talking about?
Most accessible fighting games and least accessible fighting games.
I mean,
but we're recapping accessibility.
We're recapping accessibility. Where is it?
Dive kick. First off,
accessibility. So I guess it's just kind of recap what we've been going over. How easy it is to get into something, or as opposed to how difficult it is to execute things. I think that's just a simplified version of it.
As I said, footsies and dive kick. First off, F dive kick. Footsies is fire.
So wait, so you said the least and most.
Least and most successful. I mean, if we're
I'm speaking generally. There are multiple. What are some of the least accessible and some of the most accessible?
So he said the least and most successful.
Are we talking about technique?
Accessible.
I did say successful by accident.
Are we talking about just like fighting games in general?
Fighting games in general. The least accessible is some anime fighter that I can't pronounce from like 1995, I bet. First off, the least accessible, I can tell you right off the bat what I think the least accessible fighting game is. It is an anime fighter. It's a Fate anime fighter that is 3D.
You talk about Grand Order? Not Grand Order, sorry. The, what is it, Umbrella Code or something?
Whatever it is. I think it was on PS2. I heard some of the Marvel execution gods cut their teeth on that game. Hard. But that mug is
Fate Unlimited Codes.
Yeah, that mug is.
Yeah, that game is ridiculous.
Ugh. Talk about a game you can spend a week on and still do 2 damage.
Oh, it was that bad?
That game is. Ooh. I guarantee you everything.
You pick it up and press buttons on it, but you ain't gonna do much.
Almost everything Tank hates about fighters, 10 times worse.
And what's this game called?
Fate Unlimited Code.
Boy, if I touch, it was on a Sajam's Will It Kill series. Mm-hmm. One of the characters, as soon as it just started the round, other character got touched. Alrighty, chat.
Those games are always the worst. You're like, oh no.
Man.
Round start, someone gets tagged, will it kill? You're like, wait.
Fags, bro. Like it was. That game is trifling, bro. I think a game that's obviously, we've always said this, a game that's infamously not accessible is Tekken.
Right.
And Zach says Tekken right as I say it.
Yeah. So we were least accessible, definitely Tekken. Most
especially back in the day. You didn't know what you was doing.
I don't even know.
And then don't fight nobody in the arcade. And they had like a whole row of coins, bro. And they had people lined up and just whooping their ass. You might as well just go back the next day. You're not playing the game.
Freaking I know present day some of the most accessible fighters right now are definitely Strive is very accessible. I think Strive is very accessible. I think Grand Blue Fantasy Versus is also pretty accessible.
I'd agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll agree. Footsies is very accessible. You have to press all of one button and move around a bit. F dive kick though. F that game. I will never accept it.
But the mind games, bro. Come on.
What would you say about MVC2, Aaron?
I feel
if we're
like,
talking about just get in and press buttons, I feel like it's very accessible. But
yeah,
it's one of those low skill floor, very high skill ceiling type games.
Gotcha.
Do I agree? I wouldn't bring it up as an accessible fighting game. It definitely wouldn't be
No.
It definitely wouldn't be like top 10 for me as accessible. I don't think any the only Marvel vs. Capcom game that I would put as like a top 10 accessible would probably be X-Men Cross Street Fighter.
Yeah, the first one. Yeah.
Because that one was mad simple and it wasn't like super duper touch of death base.
Facts. I missed that game, but I stayed playing Wolverine on that one.
Mm-hmm. And let's see. Least accessible, we said Tekken. I'd say, let's see. I don't know. Tekken is the one that comes to mind first all the time. I'd say Blaze Blue is less accessible than it should be. Because for me, Blaze Blue was really hard to get started on because everybody was so different.
Yeah.
Like vastly different. Like, this is the first game I've ever known a grappler to literally drag you to him.
Ha, yeah.
Yeah, that boy
Tiger,
Aiden Tagood. If he he have certain moves that can electrify you and basically magnetize you, so he can like charge up a command grab and it will literally drag you across the screen.
Damn.
Screen. BB Tag does have. I like BB Tag's tutorial.
So fun.
I thought BB Tag's tutorial was pretty good for what it was.
I might actually play that game.
But to do the crazy, to really like get going, I think it was pretty low accessibility, honestly. But I think that was more due to how strong and how simple some of the characters were. Like if your first character was like Ruby Gordeau, hint hint, then yeah, it was super easy to get into. Oh yeah. Like there were certain characters in there that were really easy, made it easy to get into and just kind of start winning. I think older Street Fighters are accessible, like Street Fighter 2 old, or the alphas are not accessible. After that, 2 I think is accessible. I don't think the alphas are.
Oh no, did I miss us talking about BB Tag?
Slightly.
Yep, it was real
I'm
quick.
about to load that game up right now.
Why would you do that?
Facts.
'Cause, I like playing it.
I do like playing it too.
Wait, are y'all capping?
No.
Oh, interesting. I did not get that feeling whenever we played. Did not
Well,
feel like we were having fun.
Well, yeah.
Well, motherfucker, you
Sorry, you weren't positive. Just getting the asses whooped.
facts.
I think
Soul Calibur.
Soul Calibur is possibly
weird.
top 3 accessible to me.
Yeah, I said so.
Yeah, it's very accessible, but high level. I don't know what the hell's going on, bro.
They're not really doing much.
Like that's why I was just like, what are y'all doing? It looks a lot more like flailing to me. But I don't understand that game.
The
Can't say anything.
Soul Cal is really cool. Its skill floor
I've never
is
played
low.
SoCal in a even slightly. I'm full casual on SoCal, full freaking casual.
I
I just want to go in, play talkie, do stuff, watch her boobs move around, and then all right, I'm done.
All right.
Ah,
Be honest.
SoCal is cool.
Just being honest, bro.
Its skill floor is really low, but I think its skill ceiling has deteriorated with each subsequent version.
I get what you're saying.
That boy Zach said sick.
Looking at Zach strikes me as a freaking Ivy main.
Oh no,
These men
Zach.
first.
Zach,
You
say
know
that
my
you
girl.
Played
was.
Astaroth swing from
and
full
swung
screen.
from full
Oh yes,
There you
sir.
go. Yeah.
That's the move right there. What's good with boy? Hey, what's up, brother?
Yeah,
What's
bro,
happening?
I am literally like in SoCal. I never looked up anything, bro. I'm just out here twerking on my freaking controller, dog. I don't know what's going on. I'm pressing buttons. Things are happening. Taki's moving all around, bro. I'm
That's
like,
all that
damn,
matters.
This is good to see.
This is a good gameplay.
This is game.
You tuned in on the butt end of our podcast,
See,
man.
It has a little bit of taste. It's not
Yeah.
DOA or what DOA devolved
That's one of my
into.
homeboys from school.
What's his name? Hold on.
Icarus 93.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and look at his name.
You good either.
Icarus.
I was
shooting
shooting
people
with
with
Cervantes.
Cervantes.
Oh yeah, that works too.
Bro,
Oh, you didn't play SoCal 5.
man.
You didn't play SoCal 5, bro. You would have loved shooting people with freaking Ezio.
F Soul Calibur. That game was trash.
What?
Was it though?
Did you have like your favorite character?
Hell
No.
That's 4.
Yeah.
Yoda's 4.
Talem got took out, and I had to use Pyro.
I played the mess out of Star Killer 4.
Well,
I played the mess out of Star Killer.
the only thing I give 5 for being good at is having Devil Jin in the game. That was pretty cool.
Boy,
Other than that, that game was
Fun fact. The reason I know how to play Devil Jin and Tekken is because I played him so much in SoCal 5.
Hey.
Wait, Devil Jin was for real in SoCal 5?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It wasn't Devil Jin verbatim. It was his fighting style. So you had to make a character to use it.
You had to make a character use it. Yeah.
But I played the mess out of him.
I thought that was pretty cool.
I mean, we've already said arena fighters are low skill floor, low skill ceiling. Age.
They just don't have much to them, man.
I'm just saying
that
Demon Slayer game kind of. Hey, bro, just look at it, bro.
What happened up the Demon Slayer game?
Hey,
bro.
What about Smash?
What about it?
Specifically,
You mean
we'll start specifically specifically Melee.
Oh man.
Oh nah, Melee don't feel good casually, bro. It
does.
really
Yeah,
don't.
I mean,
not anymore. Not
in
anymore.
all-
If you're
in
coming
all
from
honesty-
a previous Smash game, it doesn't feel good.
In all honesty, if you playing around with like if it's just for real casual, like Kyle and them, just like just messing around with your friends, it's cool. But like when you playing somebody who know what they're doing,
It's
like
not fun.
it's not fun.
No.
But like
So it's not accessible.
I can see it being accessible because most people just gonna do the same ish that they did with each character. They like Kirby, they gonna jump in the air, slam.
Bro.
Link, they just gonna spin around, throw bombs, like that type of stuff. They know how to do that.
As a casual player, with the C on my chest and the B on my back, okay. Melee is just a faster version of the rest of these Smash games.
Nasty.
I mean, see, the thing is, what I'm talking about, like, because you say Melee, I'm thinking back to when I first played it, right? Like whenever I was a kid, and like it was cool then. So like it's accessible because it's a Smash game, right? It's like Zach said, all Smash games are accessible. But if you go back to let's say you play Ultimate right now, and then you go back and play Melee,
Oh hell.
Melee feels really bad.
Oh hell.
Like it feels really, really bad.
Hell.
Like you can't. It feels like you can't move, honestly.
Facts.
And so, like,
I feel like Melee, the way literally everybody plays Melee now, if you were to try to get into Melee, it is literally not possible for you to have fun playing it casually. You have to get good to do anything.
No. Yeah, you can't have fun playing that game casually anymore. No.
No.
Well, not the tank C on my chest, B on my back type of casual. You know what I'm saying? Like you are definitely you have to enter intermediate status to have any sort of fun with it.
Facts. And most Smash games, you'll just get into it, mashing buttons and move on probably.
Yeah.
What about
Smash games? That's what they are. They're party games. They're party games, so yeah, they're meant to be able to be accessible, have fun. When you hit that point, though, it's mad fun. I mean, that can be a lot of fighting games if you enjoy it.
Avengers of the Nintendo world.
True.
Got everybody here.
Uh-huh.
Right? It's just an overall and all around better Jump Force.
Facts. Speaking of,
Ew.
How accessible is Jump Force?
Jump Force is not accessible no more.
Not accessible. I think it's accessible to people who are in the trash.
No, you can't play it. The server has got cut off. Like you can't even play
that don't
it.
matter.
Not sure why servers were made.
He said, yeah, cause dog.
Trying to figure out why that game went past.
It is literal dog water.
You everybody had high hopes for that mug.
Dog water.
No, I had very high hopes.
Facts. I knew plenty of people who had very high hopes for that mug.
I liked playing Yu-Gi-Oh!
Force come
That's
out?
about it.
What year did Jump Force come out?
Shit, I don't even remember.
They made that game to show off supers, pretty much.
Yeah. I said, hey,
how
how
like
many
this?
Jump Force came out in 2019. It's really only been out for 2 years.
Yeah, it's been that
Really?
trash.
What?
Oh yeah, so I didn't know AJ. Yeah, so I don't know anybody who was hyped for that game.
No, I was hyped.
It's really only been out for 2
I was
years?
hyped to play Yugi freaking Moto and smack people with the Dark Magician. That is
The
it.
moment I saw the movement, I said, "This game ain't gonna be shit."
Oh well, yeah. I kind of
It had potential.
I had high hopes for what the game could be. Now, when I actually saw it, I was like, "Damn, it's trash."
Yeah,
You like this? Jump
into
Force.
obscurity.
Jump Force is so bad that its lifespan got cut off so early.
yeah.
You still got what's that game, AJ? We was playing the Cydia, that mug.
Right.
You can still play that mug.
Oh my
You
god.
can still play that mug to this day, and that's been out for like at least good 4 or 5 years.
Oh my god. Not the Cydia. Not the Cydia, man.
Them servers are still up, fam, and that mug was getting patches.
Talk about another game I had high hopes for.
Big sad on the
Oh
Cydia.
man, you want to
end.
talk about high hopes for games that failed? Godfall, still there.
Dang.
Oh my man, don't remind me, bro. I wanted Godfall to be the game, bro. I'm like melee combat,
Okay, bro.
you know,
Oh yeah.
taking on, hordes of enemies.
It's
Let's
the same.
go.
It
And
sound
that
lit
came
and it
out-
looked cool.
Alright, last game. Tank, this is specifically aimed at you. So you should already know which fighting game I'm about to call out.
What are you about to call out?
For Honor.
What about it?
How
bro?
accessible is it?
This is for one.
How accessible do you really think For Honor is?
What's the definition of accessible? Real quick.
Man,
He already know. He already know.
That means he already know.
Listen, bro. Listen.
It's not accessible.
It's not.
Listen.
Listen.
It's listen, all right.
I'm listening.
It can-
You here?
It's nice, okay? It's better than it was, all right.
That boy said I be blocking, then Centurion punches me in the face, and I don't know what's going on.
Oh man, listen, okay. As a person who played that game from beta to now, and still got it on my PlayStation, and I'm still streaming it, and I'm still clapping folk. It's better now. It's better now. That's all I gotta say. Okay, it's. At least you didn't drop from the game every 15 minutes. You know, at least that's not happening anymore.
I'll tell you from perspective of somebody who left and came back. That game is not accessible.
No, wait.
It's not, man.
It is.
No, when we was
Bro, it's so easy to pick up.
when we were running ones, I was playing my old boy. Kids say you picked all these new digits, and I said, "What the heck kind of toe tap? Where's my stamina? What is this grab? What is this kick? What is this dodge attack? What am I doing? This bitch with the armor is scratching me in the face. How can I not avoid this? I'm getting hit with a shield, bruh. This ninja's still attacking, bruh."
Listen. Okay, it's good. All right, it's good.
I just want to play Shigoki and bat people off ledges.
Bruh. As a person,
Hey,
well,
you talking with a Shigoki main right here.
oh yeah, I'm top 20 Shigoki in the world.
Yeah, with all 20 of them.
Yeah. Which is probably way more now because
Probably. I'm not surprised.
And they reworked them too. It's good, okay? For the people who want to pick up the game, it's so easy. It's easy because unlike Dragon Ball Fighters, it puts you against people your rank.
Now,
I enjoy it.
Now, is it
It's
easy
nice.
because you've been playing it for so long? Or-
No, it was easy to pick up too. Me and you were still beating folk down when we was playing.
True enough. We're just good though, man.
I mean,
Like I had played the game in like a year or two, and then you and me hopped on duos and just rapidly clapped folks. I don't think we lost a duo that day.
no, it was pretty one-sided.
What?
I mean, folk on PC, I don't know how, suck.
They are bad, bro. It was terrible. I tried, man. Someone played TRD, just started spinning around me like a damn ballad.
Oh, yeah.
They tried to ease at me.
But once you get the rhythm down, you pick yourself a nice character, bro. Especially if you're used to playing faster paced fighting games. Oh, it's gonna work like magic. Now, the thing that's gonna piss you off if you are the person that has been playing fighting games is that certain shit will just be ignored.
Facts.
Like if you throw out
Literally any orange attack.
if you throw out if you're big boy Goki, big god Goki, right, and you throw out a light, you're a heavy, okay? You throw out a light attack and let's say Orochi throws a heavy out. For some odd fuck ass reason, your light will get beaten by his heavy. Why? I don't know. I have no idea. I couldn't
Because
tell
move
you.
priority, my guy.
I couldn't honestly tell you. There are certain people's attacks that connect, or you will trade with an enemy that you're fighting, and he didn't even lift his sword up. Like there's things visually that sometimes don't make sense at all. Like if you can guard break people if you throw out a heavy, right? But it doesn't tell you that there's a window that you can do that. So you could see them throwing out a heavy and you go for a guard break. Your guard break is going to get eaten up and they're going to hit you with that heavy. Why? I don't know. It just happens sometimes. It's good though. It's good. It's good enough.
Tragic.
It's fun.
I see.
It's fun drop kicking people.
I still enjoyed
You know?
swinging people with freaking Kinsei.
I enjoy breaking folk back.
But all right.
And Houston enjoys stabbing people.
I do like to stab people.
Who do you play?
He plays Valkyrie.
I hate him.
Valkyrie.
Get him out of here. Trash. Spitting image of Token. Who's the bit that just three-way blocks everything and slams me down on the shield? I believe
That's
that
Black
is.
Prior, who can do that. If he does his little shield thing, he can flip folk and just smack you on the ground.
Oh yeah, he did that to Tank one time. I got confused. I was like, what in the world?
He can do that.
All right, guys. It's time to wrap this up. We've been talking for a while. For quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
So, I want to thank all of my viewers for tuning in. Those that stayed all the way. Go looking now, Zach.
UDOG.
We're gonna have to play some League or something. But yeah, that's topic number 14. It's a good way to start being back. You know what I'm saying? Season 2. Number 15 will be coming again 2 weeks from today. Mark it on your calendars, ladies and gents, or just gents. I don't know what amalgamation of people are in here. So, I will leave some stuff in the description for those that are checking this out on YouTube. I will leave my contacts for these guys down in the description so you can follow their respective YouTube channels. Raha, I have to link. Do you do Twitter, Instagram?
Yeah, I got Instagram.
All right,
That's my Twitch.
I'll lead you to Instagram for him. Hit him up if you want some art done. You feel me? So,
Big facts.
He did my background.
but yeah. If all minds and hearts are clear, as they say in church.
Come on, cross tag.
Oh Lord. All right, man. We'll see y'all later. Peace.